Ladies and gentlemen, our intro is broken. So let's go with the MMA host. What the? Intro's broken, guys. I don't know what happened. The intro's broken. Welcome to the show, friends. It's our Wednesday night show. It's the fight week of Font versus Vera, and it's going to be one of those nights. I don't know what the hell happened there. The intro just didn't play. Whatever. I'll fix that after the stream. I got my mighty Phil Star shirt on over here. So shout out to Phil Star rocking his swag. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Headrush, MyBookie.ag, Sheath Underwear, ESPN Plus. All the links are in the description for the discounts. 20% off, promo code MMAHOLES. And on MyBookie.ag, use our promo code MMAHOLES for 100% match on your first deposit. Well, it's kind of weird not having that intro, but it's okay. We're gonna go right into it tonight. We have Nate Diaz just running around on the interwebs looking to fight. The UFC's kind of holding him back. I got my theories on what's going on with Nate Diaz, and I want to know what you think as we have a poll in the live chat. So just click on the poll that's pinned up top, and I want to get your votes in. We threw a couple of different options. If you have any other opinions on who he should fight, just jump into the chat room over here and let us know that as well. It is UFC Vegas 53 fight week, so we will be doing our fight reaction on Saturday. We're going to do some predictions tonight, and we're going to dabble and see what kind of bets we're going to make for this weekend. A really fun fight between Font and Vera, Cheeto Vera, getting a big opportunity Saturday. So I'm looking forward to it. A fun card. What else we got over here? Oh, I forgot. Maurice Spears is live with the Mma-Holes, the man that makes all the remixes on the internet, the best in the game, the guy, the myth, the legend. Here he is. Welcome to the show, Maurice Spears. Let's go, baby.
What's up? That's good.
It was really weird. First time we had our intro just didn't want to play. It was really, I think this is going to be a magical night.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a fun night.
So how you been? It's been a while since we've chatted. Love to know what's going on in your life.
Oh yeah, I've been working on more remixes and working on businesses. I'm about to start a business and just being productive, staying busy.
There you go. I like to hear that. And I did notice it was great. You dropped the Jordan Levitt remix, and it was literally right around the time we got a chance to have him on the show. So it was really cool to see his reaction to your remix of Jordan Levitt's celebration, let's say. Tell me what went through your mind when you saw that finish by Jordan Levitt. Or did you just run to the mixing machine and say, all right, let's get this song out?
Yeah, I actually seen the clip. So I seen the clip on ESPN MMA, and I just seen the thumbnail, like, what is this guy doing? And then he did the splits, and then he started doing what he did. And then what Daniel Cormier said, I'm like, oh, the way he said it, I gotta remix that. I wasn't planning on doing a remix. It's just I had to take advantage of it.
I'm showing your Instagram right now. It's Maurice_Spears, and it was absolutely hilarious. When I saw this, I was like, oh, good for you. This is perfect. Jordan Levitt doing his little twerk and, a whole bunch of fun stuff. I'm going to play some audio.
Drop it down low, all the way to the floor. Drop it down.
How much fun did you have putting this thing together?
That was fun, man. I feel like that's one of my best. I actually listen to it a lot.
And I noticed, it was right up Jordan's alley. He put it on his social media, gave it a little bit of a pop as well. He's been pretty popular on the social network as he's been just all over the place, just having a good time. What do you think about his fighting style?
Yeah, I like his fighting style. I like how he, like his character overall. Like he reminds me of Goldust from WWF or WWE.
Yeah.
He reminds me of him. And in the MMA game or just entertainment business period, you got to do something that makes you stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that definitely made him stand out.
It's funny you say Goldust. I remember when Goldust used to come on the Howard Stern show, and he was so funny. I can't remember what his catchphrase. What was his catch? He did something, or he had Tourette's,
he did.
Right?
Yeah, Tourette's.
I remember I used to laugh so hard when he came on.
I was thinking about doing a remix of Goldust with the Tourette's. I still may do it, but it was hilarious. I never got to it, but that's something I can definitely make.
You're not afraid of cancel culture, which I like. And you know, like with the remix with the Joe Rogan stuff, the N-word, all that stuff, and you know, you just having fun out there, and I like that. You know, a lot of people are so scared of getting backlash. What do? You're just like, whatever. If someone has Tourette's, let's go. I'm down. What's the worst they could do, right?
Yeah, they're gonna come over here and try to fight me. I don't have a regular 9-to-5 job. That's why I'm working on creating business and stuff like that. So, like, cancel culture is not real unless you, like, if I work for Disney, and Disney has a certain code of conduct. Yeah, I can understand you got to kind of work with that. But overall, cancel culture is not that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, like you said, having the luxury of having another income coming in does help, right? And you said you're starting a business. What kind of business are you starting?
Staffing business.
Nice. Okay, so like, doing what? Like just putting together staff for companies? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, just main reason is so I could work government contracting. But yeah, staffing for IT, construction, and healthcare. Like
pretty cool.
An employment agency.
That's pretty cool, man. Hey, being your own boss is like the best thing out there. It's stressful, but it's a fantastic reward. And to those of you that are just jumping in, we got Maurice Spears. You got to check out his YouTube channel. It's fantastic. He's got multiple YouTube channels with remixes, but the stuff that, you know, caught our eye is the MMA stuff. Real fun remixes. You got Elon Musk, the remix over there. You got the Nate Diaz one, actually, is one of your biggest, right?
The Nate Diaz one, I still can't top that Nate Diaz one. I'm not surprised. I can't top that one. That was just the biggest hit.
It's got
That's
almost
my thriller.
It's got it's just yeah. I mean, it's got almost 1 million views on that thing. I think it's just caught fire.
Yeah, it caught fire, and I didn't make it the day after. I heard him say that, and then like 3 days later, I'm like, I should remix this, and then I just remixed it, and it exploded. I was like, wow.
Nate
Diaz, had numbers like that.
I mean, this guy, Nate, it's so crazy how the UFC is kind of holding him hostage. And I understand why, because what is it, one fight left on the contract? The UFC wants to make sure it's worth it. Also, I don't think the UFC wants him fighting in other promotions or whatever like that. Or they're just holding him for Conor when Conor's shin heals up. But what do you think of how the UFC is treating Mr. Nate Diaz?
Well, I think, is it his last fight on his contract?
Pretty sure that's it. One more.
Let me see. They want to make sure he doesn't leave the UFC on a win, because they want to have like they want to bring his value down if he goes to Bellator or something like that. So I feel like they're going to try to put him in against the toughest opponent. They tried to have him fight KHAMZAT, and he wanted to fight. I felt like they should have matched him with Tony Ferguson, but you know that's not going to happen. But they're just trying to bring his value down. That's why that's what I believe.
Isn't it wild? Yeah. So Tony Ferguson makes all the sense, but now he's got Michael Chandler, which is a fantastic fight. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. And Khamzat Chimaev, which was hilarious. The UFC literally went to Nate and says, "Hey, you want to fight Khamzat?" It's like, what? What? Like, I mean, as a fan, it would be crazy. It would be fun to watch, but I think we all know what would happen there. I mean, it just doesn't seem very favorable for Nate, and thankfully he turned that down.
Yeah, Nate be like, man, I ain't trying to take that fight, man. Have him fight a rookie, man. Ain't no rookie. Man, don't throw him over here. You got that funny accent I'm trying to do.
Yeah, he's got that lispy, like, I don't know, it's like Mike Tyson, who with I don't know, Tourette's. I don't know. Mike Tyson. It's just a bizarre accent, but I do enjoy his thug. I love his tweets. His tweets make no sense. It's like a 12-year-old. Actually, a 12-year-old would probably put it together, but it's like a 4-year-old wrote his tweets. Yet he doesn't give a fuck. Grammar right out the window. Everyone loves him. Everyone retweets. And I mean, he coming off a loss with Leon Edwards, still a rock star, an absolute rock star.
Yeah, like he lost, like he'll lose like 5 fights in a row and still win somehow. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, he lost, but it's Nate Diaz. You know, Nate Diaz. They'll find something positive.
Absolutely.
They'll find something positive. Like in the Masvidal fight, the fight, he was getting beat up pretty bad, and the fight was stopped. But he's like, you know what? If Nate If they had like 5 more rounds, Nate would have won that fight.
Yeah,
type that fight's 20 rounds.
That's what a lot of people say, right? Yeah, he got his ass whooped in that fight. There's no doubt about it. But there's always that hope, that glimmer of hope, just like with the Edwards fight. Like, it was crazy when he fucking hit him with the slap, and then the fucking followed it up, and then Edwards was like on deer legs, and everyone was going crazy. I mean, 6th round, guaranteed lock. Nate Diaz got the job done. That's what everyone says, right? It's like a mythical creature, Nate.
Yeah, they had to add like extra rounds on there, and if it was in the streets of Stockton, when they had no shoes on with glass on the street, Nate Diaz would win that fight. I was like, you got to add all this stuff to it. Hell in the Cell.
I love it, man. I love it. I loved when Artem was like the GOAT. I loved the Nate Diaz thing. I love titanium shinbone Conor. Like, I love Sea Level Kane. Like, I love all that shit. When people... Oh, they're great. They're so great. I mean, I get amped up. I get fired up. I'm just a fan that wants to see fun. Like, I just want to see fun fights. Like, what do you think about championships and titles? Like, are you like drawn to those belts, or are they kind of watered down now? It's more about the big, like Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. I mean, overshadows everything.
Yeah, that could overshadow a fight. An example of that was the last big event where Volk fought the Korean Zombie. The 2 previous fights, although the Aljo fight was a title fight, but the KHAMZAT fight overshadowed all the title fights. And that's going to be the same thing when Tony Ferguson fights Michael Chandler. It's going to outshine.
It's crazy to say, right? When you have Justin Gaethje versus Oliveira as the main event, that's a really good fight. But let's be serious. The fight for the fans, because I mean, Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson is just like a wet dream. It's fantastic. It's just putting 2 animals in there, watch them fucking go nuts, and we'll see what happens. Do you have a pick in that fight?
Ooh, I want to pick. I got Michael Chandler winning that fight.
Michael Chandler.
I feel like he's a tad bit more fresher. Tony Ferguson, there's a lot of wear and tear on him. Like Khabib said, you never come out the same the way he lost to Gaethje. And he said he's stupid guy. Tony Ferguson, he's stupid guy. He's never come back the same. So I got to pick Michael Chandler to win that fight. I don't know if it's going to be by stoppage or decision. It's going to be by decision. I think Tony Ferguson will make it.
So you're saying Tony will weather the storm, but Michael Chandler for the win. It's funny, like it's 2 guys that were supposed to beat Khabib, but never fought Khabib, are fighting each other. It's kind of interesting to see these guys. Like, people are saying Michael Chandler was the Khabib killer. That's why Khabib retired. Like, that's the running joke. And then Tony Ferguson, El Kukui, I mean, the fight that everyone wanted, but just wasn't meant to be. And now you got these guys colliding together. It's a magical fight.
Yeah, I wanted to see, everybody wanted to see that fight with Khabib and Tony Ferguson because it was interesting. It was an interesting matchup because Tony Ferguson is going to press Khabib. He's not going to be afraid to get taken down because if he gets taken down, he can work from his back. We all expected Khabib to take Tony Ferguson down. We just want to see how Tony Ferguson will deal with Khabib and how Khabib will deal with Tony Ferguson jiu-jitsu. Because Tony Ferguson has those long arms and his hands are huge. So that was an interesting matchup. But when he fought Gaethje, when that fight was canceled against Khabib, a lot of people knew that was a bad style matchup because Tony Ferguson gets hit easy in the stand-up.
Oh, yeah. And now I remember the last time we had you on the show, you said you dabbled into Do you still doing stand-up comedy or you took a break?
Yeah, I've been taking a break on stand-up comedy. I'm thinking I should get back into it, but I've just been focused on other things. And, stand-up comedy, you could be a 50-year-old man and still do it. So I can always get back in there. Absolutely.
And the reason why I bring it up is tomorrow on Brendan Schaub's YouTube channel, his next big comedy special is dropping online. What do you think about that?
I mean, hey, man, God bless Brendan Schaub. I like Brendan Schaub's funny, though, but I don't know about the comedy special.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, the first one was a misfire. I've been hard on Brendan on a lot of situations. He's kind of dopey, but I listened to him on Logan Paul's podcast, and I can't even believe I did that. I was landscaping. I need something to listen to. It popped up on my feed. I'm like, all right, let me check it out. I don't hate Brendan. Like, I really don't hate him. Like, I feel like Brendan Schaub's the type of guy, if I'm at a fucking bar or something like that, and he's there, he'd probably be fun to have a couple of drinks with. He's probably not a bad dude. And I got that vibe from listening to him on that Logan Paul podcast. Now, when it comes to other things, you know, career moves or some of the things he says or takes that he has, it does drive me a little nuts. But he doesn't seem like necessarily a bad guy. And now he's taking another crack at a comedy special, and he's not putting it on Netflix. He's not putting it on Showtime. He says that he wants to put it on YouTube because that's where you get the biggest audience. Now, do you smell bullshit? Do you think that no one wanted to pick him up, or do you think he's legit saying that YouTube's a better option for him?
I don't believe he got any offers. But the issue with him doing stand-up, he's being rushed into it. So it's like a fighter being rushed in there in the spotlight without getting the necessary rounds in there. So he didn't get a chance to like develop himself or find out who he was. He got rushed because he had those good connections. And so, you know, we'll see, man. It's working. People buying his tickets. So, I mean, that's just how it is. But I believe he just went that route, because I heard what's his name? Andrew Schultz, he put his stuff on YouTube. That's the trendy thing, I feel like. A lot of communities are doing now.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get the sponsors, if you could monetize it appropriately, I mean, YouTube is a very profitable platform. You could actually make a good living off of it if you walk that line of Google. Google loves to cancel people. But Brendan Schaub, as a businessman, I can't knock the guy. I mean, he puts himself around you know, high-end celebrities. He's buddies with Joe Rogan. He makes sure he's in the right scenario. He networks very, very well. So he's not a dumb guy when it comes to business. And who knows, maybe this is a brilliant business move by Brendan Schaub. But there's this little part of me that's like, shit, I wonder if he got turned down by all the big companies. Like, he got a lot of heat on that last special, you know?
Yeah, that was probably based on, they probably offered him the money, got the show up there, and they looked at the analytics, and they were probably saying it didn't really bring in the amount of money that we would have liked. And so, yeah, that's how it usually works, all business, because you don't have to be funny. You don't have to be the funniest guy. All they're looking at is numbers.
Absolutely.
So they didn't bring the numbers in, then, or if he didn't bring the numbers in, then they're not going to offer you anything.
Cheetos in the chat brings up a good point. He said YouTube took away the dislikes. It's a good point. Like, now Schaub could go on YouTube and I mean, his stand-up special, the last one, I could only imagine what the dislikes would be on that thing. This one here, if it bombs, it doesn't matter because there's not going to be 4 million dislikes.
Yeah, I like the dislikes, man. Even for my video, I like when people are honest on my videos. If it ain't funny, it ain't funny. It's like if I did stand-up, when I do stand-up comedy, if my set ain't funny, be honest, it's not funny. And that's how you get better.
Absolutely.
So, that will only make you better depending on your mindset.
It's so true, right? Like dislikes, you know, no one wants to have more dislikes than likes. You know, no one wants to have negative feedback. But I tell Jesse this all the time. I say, you know, negative feedback is not necessarily bad. It's constructive criticism. Sometimes they're harsh with it, but you can take information and make your content better. Like, we have a platform where we could legit jump into a live chat, jump into a comment section, or check the dislikes and say, okay, that wasn't working. You know, like, it's actually a very good tool, but everything's so sensitive now. Everyone is just like, you know, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. I'm gonna kill myself. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah, somebody told me, they gave me some some criticism. Like, hey, they told me to kind of fix my mustache a couple of times. I had to shave. They're getting on me on the live stream. And for my remixes, they told me to adjust my thumbnails and not to put red under it. I was doing something, I was putting red under the thumbnails because it looks like somebody viewed the video already. And I listened to it. I was like, okay, I won't do that if it helps the video. That's
actually, yeah, a good idea. See, there you go. Like, we have that advantage. Why not utilize it? What's the harshest thing someone said to you on the internet where you're like, fuck, man, that kind of got to me?
Actually, let me see, probably from a video I did like years ago. What was it? Forgot exactly what it was, but I kind of, on a Rampage video, I kind of went off on somebody. I forgot what I said exactly. I'm like, well, don't, if you don't like it, don't listen to it or something like that. I got really mad. Then I read it again. I was like, man, I kind of went off on the dude.
They're dropping your link to your YouTube channel in the chat. Shout out to Drunk Savage. Thank you for doing that. And Maurice Spears, if you're not familiar, I mean, I don't know, what do you live under a rock? The guy has got a great remix channel, dropping some new stuff on a regular. It looked like you were going to give up for a little while, and now you're back and better than ever, huh?
Yeah, sometimes I'm thinking like, man, why I'm still doing this? But then, like, I was going to quit. Then I was like, you know what? I got some more ideas. I could just keep pushing it out, and who knows what may happen. I kind of have a good time. And if I quit, I would never have made that Drop It Down Low video. One of my favorites.
There you go. I mean, it is such a beautiful platform. You know, we complain about YouTube because of, you know, cancel culture and whatever, but it is the best platform to share content. It is fantastic to just reach people from all over the world. And now you as a musician can do that. I didn't get a chance to ask you last time. What is the process that you go through with making a song? Like, what kind of equipment? Do you have your equipment on you right now? Are you near it?
Yeah, I'm actually... Let me find it. Where is it?
Give a little behind the scenes to Maurice Spears over here.
Yeah, I use a keyboard. I got a larger keyboard, but I've been using a smaller one.
So what are we working with? So you got a little keyboard over there. That's cool. And you have a little pad there for samples and sounds?
Yeah, so I use this program called Reasons. And it's a software. And I got this program called Recycle, so I chop up the samples. And I use Adobe Premiere to edit the videos. And it's a process, you know. Then I also use a feature, if there's background noise, I clean out the background noise. So when a fighter's doing a post-fight speech or something, and the crowd's there's crowd noise, I could take a lot of that sound out, and so the remix will be clearer.
And what do you use that? Because listen, I'm an editing guy too. I love to edit, but how do you pull out the background through your editing software?
Yeah, through Adobe Audition.
Okay.
So I have the Adobe suite. So I have all the Adobe programs, and you just take a clip of the sound, like a background noise, when nobody else is talking, get that clip, and then you do something, you layer it over the entire sample that you want to use, and it'll just recognize it, and it'll take that part out. It's genius how they created it.
Wow, I gotta look into that. Yeah, because a lot of our stuff, I just leave the background shit in there and just make a song, and it's just you hear the crowd in the background. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. So I gotta look into that. Now I learned some. You know what I use? I use GarageBand, and I use and I use what's it called? Final Cut. Like those are my two go-tos.
Yeah, Final Cut.
It's like fucking training wheels. I tell people all the time, it's not the best of the best. It works for what I do, but it's not like professional shit, you know?
Yeah, with Final Cut, yeah, I think a lot of people out here, I'm in the Hollywood area, and because I edit film too, I edit film for people, for like independent filmmakers, and yeah, a lot of people use Final Cut out here.
Really? Well,
yeah,
I was shocked when I saw Casey Neistat edited with Final Cut. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, because I look at Final Cut as like a dummy software, you know, because I have a Mac that I edit with, so I just use Final Cut and I just become comfortable with it. But like the Adobe stuff is the legit shit, I thought at least.
Yeah, it's a legit. Deadpool, they used Adobe Premiere to edit Deadpool.
Wow. No kidding.
So it's some legit stuff, man.
So go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's it.
Oh, okay. So to the nerds out there that like to edit and shit like myself, what would you say? So how did you get into? Did you go to schooling for this, or is it all like, hey, pick up some YouTube videos? How'd you learn?
YouTube. I went to YouTube and I just started messing with it every day, and then it's like learning how to walk or something. You're struggling at first. The more you try, you get better. And that's how I did it. When we watch YouTube videos.
Listen, it's the best. I'm the same way. It's crazy. You know what's funny? I have like, I always chuckle because there are people that go to broadcasting school, right? And I was delivering boxes. Like I was in a truck delivering boxes, and I learned everything through YouTube. What's the right microphone? What's the right software to edit? Blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, we have a YouTube channel, right? This is the way. Like I think this is the way how people could, like, you could cut all the fat, trim the fat, and get right to the good stuff. Learn what you got to learn, and then away you go.
Yeah, I was going to take this class and how to learn. I forgot I was going to learn about something about filmmaking, right? And I had to take the history of film. Then I take this other class. I'm like, I want to get to the good stuff. I want to get to the meat. I don't feel like doing this other stuff. They always try to make you do all this other stuff. I guess the test who's really about it.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. Yeah, because I guess anyone could really pick up the actual logistics of making film or music. It's just a matter of weaning out the people that are lazy, right? I think maybe we're lazy. I don't know. I was terrible in school. How were you in school?
I was okay. I wasn't. Yeah, I could have done better. I could have done much. I went to one of the worst school systems in America, Clark County in Nevada, in Las Vegas.
Okay,
it's one of the worst schools out there.
Real, just academically, so what do you mean? Like, was it like a dangerous school? Was it just the teaching wasn't very good? Like, what are we talking about?
Teaching wasn't good. Okay.
And you just, so what was the highest grade that you got through?
Oh, I graduated. I didn't go to. I took a couple of college courses. I went to community college, and that was about it. I graduated high school.
Gotcha. All right, so I was the same thing. I did high school, barely got through that because I was a knucklehead, and then I went to college, like a community college, and I smoked a lot of weed and played hacky sack, drank, and cut class, and then I realized I'm wasting everyone's time, so I stopped.
Yeah, yeah, that's what that usually happens. You go to college, you get that independence, and you just wanna wild out.
Yeah. My dad's like, get a fucking job. So I was like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. So I dropped out and did that. So what did you do right after college? You just went straight into whatever. What would you wind up doing?
Okay, so I just started working a regular job, and then I was making beats. That was when I first started making beats when I was 19, and I was just making beats then and working regular jobs. And then eventually, like a couple of years later, I moved to LA and I started doing stand-up comedy.
So you've been chasing everything. You've been like, if there's something you want to do, you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, I just went for it. That's what you got to do, because you don't want those regrets to hit you, man. I'm starting to have a couple of regrets, like I should have done this better when I first started out here. I'm starting to realize what I did wrong. So you don't want those regrets. That's why with the business, when I start a business, I always want to start a business myself, and you just got to go for it. There's a lot of fees. That's what I'm finding out right now. God.
Yeah.
A lot of fees to start a business.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole tax thing. Like, I'm getting bent over every year with taxes. And I'm like, I just got a dopey YouTube channel, but it's just like, you got to pay this, you got to pay. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm just, my cheeks are spread, and the tax man is just ramming it in my ass. Do you feel that?
Yeah. California, man. California really does it. California going to let you know. It's our money. They're like Debo with the taxes.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I fled to Arizona. I was in New York, and it was the same thing as LA. It's just a nightmare. How much is a two-bedroom, 1-bath apartment in LA? Around?
Oh, it's probably like, man, they're probably going like $1,900 at least for a 2-bedroom, and that's probably cheap. I'm probably kind of lowballing it, but it's a lot of money out here, man. It's ridiculous.
It is crazy, right? But how do you like LA? Like, I know everyone, it's ups and downs. People are fleeing LA, coming to AZ, and people are fleeing New York as well. Like, yeah. What do you think about LA? You still like trying to stick it out? You're like, I'm good here. I like it.
If I was rich, I would definitely stay out. I like the weather. The women look good over here. I'm close. I could go hiking, stay in shape, but it's just weird. Like, you could be in a rich neighborhood, and then a couple of feet later, I guess you'll see homeless tents everywhere. It's a weird thing going on out here, and the laws are too loose. So it's just a lot of weird stuff going on out here.
Kainoto in the chat is from LA, and he's like 1,900, more like 3,000 a month for like, he's freaking out. I guess it depends what area, right? If we're whatever area we're talking about here.
That's in a trash can right there, 1,900.
I went to an Arizona Diamondbacks game because my Mets were playing, so I was all excited, right? So I can't, like a jerk, I showed up with my Mets shirt on like an idiot, right? Everyone's like, what the hell? But then I found out there's a lot of Met fans there. But as we were driving to the stadium, there was a row of tents in a section of homeless people, and my wife was saying it's called Tent City. And I'm sure there's a lot of that going on in LA too, right? Like you get this warm weather places, people are like, who needs a house?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because the issue with California is they enable this stuff. Like I met this guy when I used to do comedy. I used to do comedy at this spot called Marty's. Right, it's this open mic spot. This guy created his office. I believe they're going to do a documentary about it one day. But this comedian used to work with Hillary Clinton's campaign. He'll tell me he used to work with, and he was homeless. And he's like, "What? Why are you homeless?" He said, "I just got tired of working. I just got tired of paying bills.
Wow,
this is an easier life for me."
I have a cousin that was he's not still doing it, but he was living just out of a van. That's it. You know, he was just doing his thing. Just chasing whatever dreams he wanted to chase, and he was content. Like it was a content life. He's like, why, you know, like if I could live this way, so be it. And it's kind of badass. Like I'm too much of a pussy to do that. Like to live out of a van or a tent. Like I'd be terrified every night. But
yeah, maybe a van, I could, like a sort of an RV, but I can't live in no tent, man. I feel uncomfortable. I can't sleep like that. Somebody might try to do something. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, RV, yeah, I could do. I could definitely do an RV. In fact, I want an RV really bad. I think it's just so fucking cool to just have a home on wheels where you can just go wherever the fuck you want. It's amazing. Yeah,
man. My cousin has an RV. He has a very nice RV. I was hanging out with him during the Super Bowl at the beach, and man, a kitchen, you know, you could cook. You got like multiple rooms. You got a place in the back for the kids. Man, it's like a house. It looks better than these apartments out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Out in LA, these $5,000 trash can apartment.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Like in New York, it's the apartments there. It's like a closet. It's crazy, and then you leave, and it's just like the noise and everything. What LA? Are you by the beaches and stuff? Like, are you in a nice little area over there?
Yeah, I'm not near the beach. I'm just like in the Hollywood area, like right in the middle of Hollywood. So it's cool. You know, it's a nice spot. You know, nothing crazy is happening over here, but depending on where you go, you'll just see tents and stuff everywhere. I've seen this guy just laying there with I guess he just stuck himself with a needle. He just laid out cold. You'll see that,
man,
every so often.
So he's just lying in the street with a needle hanging out of his ass.
Yeah, well, actually on the sidewalk.
It's crazy. They do say, like, especially in Hollywood, right? I've never been to Hollywood. I always wanted to check it out. But like just walking those streets over there, you find the most insane tweakers.
Yeah, you'll see them, man. This one guy walks around every day around my apartment yelling. He's like, "Why?" He was saying, "Why? Why?" I'm like, you gonna say something else? This is his only word. Like, why?
You need to take that soundbite and make it into a song. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I gotta record him. I gotta look out the window. Here you come. Here comes the Y guy.
That'd be amazing. Holy shit. And the infamous Luke Rockhold sound. I just watched. Did you watch the Bisping documentary?
No, I didn't watch that yet.
Okay, I'm curious what you think. Luke Rockhold made an appearance in that thing. And oh boy, every time I see Luke Rockhold, I think of you.
Do you know where you are?
Oh God,
you know where you are.
That guy is something else, man. He is. You think he's ever coming back?
Yeah, he's just taking his time because he came off of, like, man, 3 bad knockouts, man. That was horrible knockouts. So I'm thinking he's thinking twice about it. Like Holland said, you look good. You're good looking, man. You're a model, man. Why are you complaining for?
Yeah,
he said something like that. Kevin Holland said something funny about Rocco.
How do you like Kevin Holland at welterweight?
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Yeah, I like. He's good. He just got to work on his wrestling, but I like him.
You know, I watched. I like going down these rabbit holes, and I watched Sean Strickland versus Usman again. I haven't seen that in a minute. When Strickland was at welterweight. And he got his ass whooped. Like Usman, until the end of the fight. The end of the fight, Strickland kind of woke up a little, but it was too late. I mean, Usman manhandled him. I forget. Do you remember that fight in any way?
Yeah, I was watching it on YouTube. I forgot about it. I was like, I didn't know. I forgot Usman fought Strickland. I probably didn't know about Strickland back then, but I was like, wow, Usman has a resume. I mean, I know it was a drain showing Strickland, but my goodness, was that a beating. Like, he was catching hell.
Usman is something else. Like every time, like I'm on the Usman train. I've been on it from the beginning, but with KHAMZAT, I'm like on the fence now. I think KHAMZAT could be his kryptonite, but still, I mean, if Usman just runs through Chimaev too, I mean, there is nothing more to say about Kamaru Usman. This guy is the fucking GOAT. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, man, that's a big win. But you know how this MMA game is. It's usually that guy we don't really think of much of. So I believe he might get beat by Leon Edwards.
You think Usman might get beaten by him?
Yeah, I think there's a chance. I don't know if his ego is going to get in the way and he tries to stand up with Leon Edwards. Because people don't think much of them. Those are usually the fighters that are most dangerous. Because with KHAMZAT, there's a lot of hype. So Usman is going to be on his piece. He's going to make sure he's 100% ready. But with somebody like Leon that people aren't thinking much of, he may not come in there as amped. And there's a chance that he might try to stand with him. You don't stand with Leon Edwards.
I noticed when you said that, Drunk Savage in the chat says, oh God, no. I think a lot of people are thinking that. No one wants Leon Edwards as the champion. People are complaining about Usman, but I tell you what, I'm good. I'd rather see Usman. I don't know. Are you a Leon Edwards fan?
Yeah, I like Leon Edwards. I'm a fan of Leon Edwards. I'm a fan of a lot of these guys. You know, I don't really dislike any of them. If you prove yourself, I like you. I like watching all of them.
Mm-hmm. And Edwards is that guy that everyone's looking past. They're always looking past the dude. But like, look what he did with Bilal, right? I mean, Bilal Muhammad, who was on a tear. Edwards was beating the shit out of him until that illegal, foul happened. But Edwards was fucking him up, and Bilal is on a mission right now. I mean, he's boring, but he's on a mission.
Yeah, man. He was fucking him up. Then he tore that eye up. Has it always been like that? His eye's all crooked, like Two-Face or something. He turned into a villain.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bilal. I have no idea. He's a very unique looking individual. Like he's just like his eyes are bulging out of his head. There was a gentleman that fought in the last card too. His name is slipping me now. I gotta look it up. Hold on a second. But I don't know if did you catch the last card?
What was the last card?
Oh, fuck. It was the Andrade versus
no, I didn't get a chance to watch that.
Yeah, Andrade versus Lemos. But hold on a second. Check this guy out. This guy's name is his name is slipping my mind now. Here it is. Dwight Grant. Holy shit, does this guy got crazy eyes. So Dwight Grant, I mean, you don't know where this guy's looking. I felt so bad for him. I was rooting hard for this guy because of his eyes. But his eyes are just like, they're all over the fucking place, man. I'm thinking like an Eddie Murphy skit or some shit like that. I'm
like Pennywise in the eyes, man.
After one of the rounds, it looked like his eye. You ever see like, what's it called? What were those little dogs? Those little fucking Boston Terriers. With and their eyes could pop out of their head. Like, it's like a thing. And I'm looking at this guy's eyes. I'm afraid it's going to fall out of his goddamn head.
Yeah, it's like their eyes go like alien eyes.
They're always surprised. Such a bizarre thing. But yeah, Dwight Grant, poor guy. Poor guy.
I know what you're talking about, though. I've seen those dogs.
Yeah. My friend was telling me about it. He's like, you got to be careful because the eyeball pops out of the head. I'm like, what? And I went online and looked. I was like, holy shit. Like, it's a normal thing. They rub against the cabinet, the eyeball's out.
Damn.
It's crazy. We got a donation here from
wonderful.
A Tropic Tom.
When do we get the Amber Heard-Depp drop bedroom remix?
That's a good question. What do you think? Amber Heard turd drop remix.
Oh, I was looking into that, man. I've been busy working on stuff. I gotta make a remix about all that stuff that's going on. Yeah, I've been so busy. I was like, I gotta take advantage of that because everybody's making videos. They're hitting like 5 million hits. Definitely gotta do that. Yeah, because he said so. It was hilarious how he said it. Fecal matter. So,
yeah. Wait, she made a grundle, a grumpy. He goes, and she made a grumpy. He called taking a shit a grumpy. Yeah, there's a video out there. Yeah, it has like maybe 10 million hits on this thing of just a compilation of Johnny Depp being hilarious, and I could watch it over and over again. It's so fucking funny. I'm riveted by this trial. Have you been listening to any of it live or?
Not live, but I have been listening to the clips, and Yeah, you hear somebody like Amber Heard like taking a fecal matter, whatever the way he says it, in your bed, you just look at her different. Like you don't look at her the same. I don't even want my girlfriend farting around me. So I take a shit in my bed. I'm like, I can't look at you the same.
When she was in that Aquaman movie, I was like, damn, this bitch is hot. I didn't know she was what's his face is Johnny Depp's wife. I had no idea. And then my wife was like, yeah, it's Johnny Depp's wife. I'm like, really? And then yeah, finding out about the shit in the bed, it does take something away from the hotness.
Yeah, and now when she's on Aquaman, who knows? You might shit in the water. Might see those turds floating around. that might be a defense mechanism against the villains or something.
Yeah, that would be an amazing superpower. The power of grumpy, where she just grumpies all over the place. I never heard of. I think he made that up. Taking a grumpy. I've never heard that like shit referred to as grumpy. Have you ever heard of that before?
No, I didn't heard of that.
Only Johnny Depp
out here hating stuff.
And when did he get the British accent? Do you recall when Johnny Depp all of a sudden had the accent?
Yeah, I don't know if he using the Captain Jack accent. I think it's Captain Jack on the Pirates movie.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
He could never turn back. Once he took that character, that was it. It was over.
Yeah, he's stuck in that character.
So crazy, man. So crazy. I just watched Donnie Brasco not that long ago. I haven't seen that in years. Not the best mafia movie that, according to my standards, but my wife liked it. Do you remember Donnie Brasco? You ever see that?
Haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. Oh, what genre of movie would be your favorite genre of movie?
Science fiction.
So do you like superhero movies and stuff like that? Are you into all that stuff?
Wait, what movie? What was that?
Superhero movies? You're into like Marvel,
yeah,
DC?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge superhero fan, but I'm a big X-Men fan. That's my favorite.
Okay. And all right, well, I do want to talk to you about this. We won't give any spoilers over here. We'll try to dance around it. But the movie's already on HBO Max. The Batman. What'd you think of that?
I watched it already. Yeah, I like it. I feel like it could have been done better, but like someone told me the expectations are higher now because when Dark Knight came out or Batman Begins came out, Batman and Robin was so bad that we're happy we had something good. So with this movie, the expectations are higher. But yeah, I liked it, man. I liked the music. The villain I didn't really like that much. I feel like they could have went a little deeper. And we just didn't know these characters enough. That's my issue with the movie. I didn't know them enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of just jumped right into it. My biggest problem is how they wrapped the movie up. I was just like, I don't know. I felt like it had, and also, why wasn't it rated R? I mean, you got a serial killer out there. Let's go for it. You know, like you're right there. Like I felt the intensity, and then it was like blue balls. It's just like, okay, we're moving on. It's Batman. You know, like I felt like it could have been a little more grittier when it came to that actual serial killer type thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm off on that.
Yeah, it could have been a little grittier. They're comparing it to 7.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 7. Didn't have that same impact at the end as 7 had. 7 was like, whoa. Woo. And what I was going to say. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, it just didn't have that feeling. You know when you leave a movie and you thinking about it as you walking home or driving home? I'm like, man, I didn't have that with the Batman.
If they would have, you brought up 7, and I think a lot of people are comparing it to that. It's very similar. There's some scenes where it's just like you feel like you're watching 7 without the gore and that stuff. But if this movie ended like the 7 ending, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say what happened in this, nothing crazy, but anyway, like if it would have had a cliffhanger ending of like, oh shit, like a what's in the box type situation going on there, like bam, movie's over. I would have been like, yes, like give me more, you know? But they just wrapped everything up in a bow, you know? And it's like, like come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like leave me hanging with some crazy shit, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, nobody. I don't want to give too much away, but on the Dark Knight, somebody serious on that movie died. Like that surprised me. I think his girlfriend on the Dark Knight, I think that was his girlfriend or something, died, and that shocked me. And with this, it just wasn't a big enough impact when it came to deaths. Like I didn't know these people.
Yeah,
I didn't care about. I don't care about the mayor. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't even know you.
yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, and the part that drove me nuts is when I was walking through the water in that outfit, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy's got, how the hell is he getting, he's dragging people through water. He's got to barely be getting through this shit. He's got the big boots, the cape, like all this shit. Like, if I had all that shit on trying to drag people, they'd be dragging me. Like, he's the one in the dopey costume. Like, what is it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? God, that's why I started like, let me wait till this movie ends. Where are the end credits?
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So we're on the same page. I mean, it was all right. It was good. Maybe my expectations were too high. It probably was that. I did like it, but it was just, I don't know. There were certain things that drove me nuts.
Yeah, some of these movies, hopefully they're good. Like I'm an X-Men fan. I was excited that the MCU got it, but now I'm thinking it might be whack because I feel like they're going to try to mess with it. They might try to tone down Wolverine, make him a little more feminine, and let's take away some of that hair and aggression away from Wolverine. He's too aggressive. Like they did the Hulk. They did that to the Hulk, man. They made the Hulk this funny character. So I'm a little concerned with that.
Logan is one of my favorite superhero movies. Like, I thought it was so fucking good. Like, it was just messed up. It was gritty. Hugh Jackman's fantastic. It had a strong ending. You know, like, that movie was the shit. It's gonna be tough to match that.
Yeah, when I was watching that, when I seen him cutting people up, and the grittiness of it, I was like, wow, this. I don't know if I should put number one Logan or Days of Futures Past. I think Logan is my favorite X-Men movie. Then Days of Futures Past is my second.
Days of Future, there was one X-Men, I think that's the one that I loved. Was that the one? So that was the one they went back and forth in time, right?
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. That one was really good. I'm not a big fan of the others, but that one was really, really good. That had, and Logan came back in that, right? He came back like it was kind of like an old Logan coming back in.
Oh, no, not in that one.
Oh, wait,
that one, he was just traveling back and forth in time. I think Logan came out after that.
Okay, fucking A. I'm trying to remember. Now they're all blending together with me, but I remember there was one X-Men. That might be it. I gotta rewatch it. Anyway, I could talk about movies all day. Like, I love watching crazy movies. I just watched this movie called X. Are you familiar with a film company called A24, a production company called A24?
I heard about them. Did they come out with that movie that's in first person?
I don't know. They might have, but anytime A24 is attached to something, I give it a go because it's fucked up. It's usually weird. It's long and drawn out and odd. And I watched this movie called X. I don't know if you've seen this, about a bunch of porn stars that went to film a movie and then it turned into a mass murdering spree.
Man, check that
out. That's right up my alley. I like disgusting, disturbing shit. Interesting watch.
Yeah, so that's something I want to check. I want to see what that's about. Yeah, I want something interesting at this point. I've seen a lot of movies. Need something that's gonna surprise me.
There you go. And my poor wife did your girlfriend watch this stuff with you? Did she watch movies with you?
Oh, I don't got a girlfriend. I'm single.
Oh, I thought you said you had a girlfriend. Oh, okay. So you're still single doing your thing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I think it's best that way right now until I get everything in order, get my life together. And then I'll do that. I'm looking for one, to be honest. It's just hard out here. You know, it's just I guess I gotta go on Tinder.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tinder works. I know people that actually I'm weirded out by Tinder, but then I'm like, I'm weird. I'm like an old-fashioned guy, and then I find my wife on the internet. Like, it's bizarre. Like, I wasn't looking, and I find her on the internet. And I'm like, Tinder's ridiculous. But so I guess it does work, you know. Especially in LA, I'm sure everyone's on Tinder.
Yeah, LA's a different thing out here. Everybody out here is thinking about their goals. They're trying to get with whoever's connected in the industry. It's just a different thing. Then when you get with somebody, they got to be on the same page as you, and that's been my issue. Mm-hmm.
Are you the type of guy when you go on a date, do you open the door for the lady and like milady and let him in and all that shit?
Yeah, I like doing that.
See, I
like paying
pay the bills, of course. Yes.
Yeah, there's one girl I dated. She wanted to pay the bill, or her part of the bill, and I was like, I got it. She's like, no, I got it. I was like, God.
That's usually a bad sign, though, right? If you think about it, like if they're willing to pay, you're like, ah, shit, she wants out. She feels guilty.
Pay it.
Yeah, you know, but It's weird. I've learned this, that if I feed them that bullshit of opening the door in the first dates, they're gonna expect it to, like, if it lasts a long time, they're gonna want that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you might not want to do that. You might just want to say, hey, get in the fucking car and just go, you know?
Yeah.
Actually have them open the door for you.
Yeah, that'll be something different. Like, that's how it's starting to turn out like that now. That's how things are looking.
You'd be like, you gonna get this or what? Like, what's going on? This thing's not gonna open itself. No.
The way, like, doors open by themselves now, yeah, so they're, I guess, solving that issue now.
Yeah. My wife's, if she's listening, she's probably rolling her eyes right now. We got a donation here.
Wonderful.
This is from Tropic Tom. Let's see what Tropic Tom has to say.
We need to get Amber Heard and R. Kelly together. She's a little old for him, but he needs to grow up. They would be the shit.
Did you get a chance to hear that?
I can read it there. We need an Amber Heard and R. Kelly together.
Yes, Amber Heard and R. Kelly together. What do you think?
Yeah, let me see. What some crazy he said. Yeah, I did make R. Kelly remix when he had that Gail interview. Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll see how that works together. How it could mash up.
Yeah, let me know in the chat if you have any suggestions for Maurice Spears. We got Maurice Spears. He does remixes on his YouTube channel. It's a fantastic channel. Yeah, what's in the future? What are you looking to do? Is there anything that you're really looking to jump on, or are you waiting for the next big event to happen?
Oh, like my passion projects or something?
Yeah.
My goal is I want to conduct an orchestra. What's that dude called who does that? I forgot, the conductor.
Yeah.
Like have a huge orchestra play like my songs and stuff, my remixes, and have it done that way. I want to learn that. That's what I want to do. That's a goal of mine. Be in an auditorium and have that happen.
So you want to be like Mickey Mouse in the Fantasia, like.
Yep.
I
conductor.
I went to years ago. Metallica had a thing called S&M, and it was their Metallica songs with an orchestra, and it was amazing. Like, I was like, this is, dude, they blew the roof off. I was like, I thought it was a joke. They gave out playbooks to everybody. I was like, this is ridiculous. But then when I heard it, it actually worked. So what about, like, you see like guys like Kanye and stuff like that, they're working with choirs and orchestras or whatever. You know, is that something like, so you want to get up there and be like, let's go, baby?
Yep. Have it directed, like have the songs I did and have them play the horns right there in that section. I got to learn about it though, but I want to do all that stuff. And I believe it'll be amazing. When I figure it out, it's going to be amazing, I believe. You
gotta think in LA, if you're gonna put something like that together, LA would be the place to do that, right?
Yeah, and it's a fun day. Like, if you go, there's some events out here that are for free. Like at UCLA, they have this event where they're playing video game orchestra music, and it's amazing. Like, it's for free, but the tickets go out so fast though. But these events, it's an amazing place to take a date, and I just like that stuff.
That's kind of what I miss about New York. Like, if you jumped into Manhattan, there's a million things and odd things to do. Like, you're seeing these odd plays, these entertainers, and like, it's just crazy stuff. Whereas in Arizona, you're just getting bit by a snake in the neck. You know, like, it's just, you're not getting any of that cool stuff. And I'm assuming LA's the same thing, right? Like you said, right? You're walking up and down the strip, there's just crazy shit going on.
Yeah, you don't get bit by a snake, you get bit by people out here. Zombies out here.
Bath salts and all that shit just going crazy. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it seems like, I don't know, maybe it seems like things are getting a little bit better. Elon Musk gets Twitter, you know, Joe Biden's closer to dying, you know, everything's coming to, other than the gas prices, everything else seems like it is starting to come around, like COVID's being more of a thing of the past, right?
Yeah, COVID's over. Joe Biden was trying to shake an invincible person's hand. Elon Musk bought Twitter. That was crazy. I was like, wow. I think it would have been better. I would have been more excited if he bought YouTube. YouTube is ridiculous right now. These shadow banning people.
That's a good point. Well, Google, right? It's gonna be tough for Elon to take out Google, but if anyone could do it, he could, for sure. Yeah,
if anything's possible, Elon Musk, who knows?
I was dying laughing. I'm looking through Elon Musk's Twitter, and I'm fascinated by the guy. In fact, when that Cybertruck comes out, I want to get my hands on that thing. But I'm
I'll get this.
all right, we're together. We're in the minority because a lot of people are shitting on me, like they're Amber Hearding me because I want to get this. I think that thing is amazing.
I just want to get it to get it.
Yeah,
If I had the money, disposable money, I'll just get it just to get it.
Hell yeah, man. Elon Musk has 86.8 million followers on Twitter, and now he owns Twitter, so there's that. He's following 114 people, and I was scrolling through the people he's following, and one of the people that he's following out of the 114 is South Park.
Oh.
And I'm like, he's my hero. He is my fucking hero. This is the guy that's going to bring us to Mars. This is the guy that just bought Twitter, and he could save the world or destroy the world. I don't know. He's got everything at his fingertips, yet he follows South Park.
Following South Park, that's his favorite show. It's like it'll be like a dictator who rules over a country, and their favorite show is, they have some like odd favorite shows they like. They're like Pokemon or something. Although South Park is really funny. South Park is really funny though.
It's crazy. When I see that, I'm like, should I be concerned or should I just love this guy? And I just automatically love the guy for that. I mean, it was completely caught off guard when I saw that.
Yeah.
South
Following
Park.
Kanye on there too.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Right, I didn't see Kanye's name, but is he on there too?
Yeah.
Kanye.
See,
oh,
those
boy.
people we need to be around. Like Kanye hangs out with rich billionaires. If you want to be a billionaire, you got to hang out with billionaires.
Well, that's true. Yeah, surround yourself with the people, like, you got to put the right people in your clique. Did you see his documentary on Netflix, Kanye?
Yeah, that was good. That was very good.
Nuts,
So,
right?
yeah, Kanye's one of the hip-hop producers that inspired me to make beats.
The intro, the first, like the first half of that series, it was a 3-part series, but the first half of that thing, I was literally glued to the TV. Like, I was like, this guy is a fucking genius. Like, hearing, like, how he was so into and knew that, like, his own, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but he knew what he was. Like, he knew he was a star, and he was force-feeding this shit to people. And people like, yeah, whatever, just whatever. And when he got his music in the ears of the right people and they were bopping their head to that shit, it was just chills were going up my neck, down my arms. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, he believed in his vision, and he's very determined, because people kept telling him, don't do this, you're just a producer, you're just making beats. He's like, I'm a rapper. He's just so determined. And the fact that guy got that footage that early on before he blew up, because usually these documentaries, they start recording when they blew up already. This one, they got him at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Or that guy, I forgot his name. I forgot the cameraman's name.
Yeah, he was like a comedian, and he was just doing it. It was a cool way to see it, the life of Kanye through that guy's eyes. It was really nice to see that, and his relationship with his mother, and it was fascinating. It was really, really fascinating. I recommend you guys check that documentary out, the Kanye West one on Netflix is killing it, man, with their documentaries and crazy series.
Yeah, I watched I was watching this Joe Rogan interview when I was driving back from Vegas, and they're talking about some documentary called, it won a lot of awards. Shit, I forgot.
It was on Netflix?
Yeah, I gotta catch up on these documentaries.
They're good, man. Or even the serial killer stuff, where you like, there was that one, something about cats. I don't know if you saw that one. It was like, I can't remember what it was. It was about this guy that was murdering cats, and these people on the internet were tracking him down by his videos. They were finding little pieces in his videos to find out where this guy lived, and they hunted the dude down. Like normal people were able to find the information to catch this dude. It was another riveting documentary. Don't fuck.
He's a serial killer for cats or something.
Yeah, it's called Don't Fuck with Cats. That's what it's called. Dude, you got to see this, man. It's a little disturbing because they don't like. I mean, they go there, but they don't go to the point where it's just like, oh, I got to turn the shit off. Like you're cringing when they start showing you some of these videos, but as the thing unwraps, it is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Yeah, I love Netflix. Netflix is worth it. It definitely is worth it.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that. I got to check that out.
Yeah. What about Ozark? You watch Ozark?
Yeah, I watched Ozark. I'm caught up, waiting for the last couple episodes to air.
Yeah,
I watched that.
Yeah, I'm curious to
I
see
love
how
that show's pretty good. It was sad. Season 3 when he had the guy who was bipolar or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That was pretty sad, but I don't want to spoil it for other people in here.
Yeah, maybe we should have we'll have side conversations on another channel and talk and get really deep. I know this is an MMA channel, but hey guys, we got Maurice Spears here. This guy's a remixing king, and we'll talk about anything tonight. So what's your favorite all-time series? If there was one series that you could say is the GOAT of all television series, what would it be?
Oh man. Now, what did I watch before? Oh shit.
Someone says the Tiger King.
No, not Tiger King. I tried to watch that. You know what? My favorite used I guess The Wire, but then there's something else I really liked even more. I'll tell you what I used to like. I used to be really into the Lost. I used to watch Lost back in the day, but the ending was so stupid that I don't like it no more.
My wife loves my wife loves Lost. Lost in the Office. Two of her favorite. That, The Office, and Sopranos. My wife could watch those over and over again.
The Sopranos.
What about, okay, ready for this? What about Breaking Bad? Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that.
That's there's not even a question to me. I love fucking Breaking Bad. I don't know what it is. I think I got something wrong with my brain, but I love it.
Yeah, especially that part when he hit that guy with the car. Like, I think those two guys were going to shoot. What's his name? I forgot his name. And I forgot all their names. Came in there, hit him with that car, and he's like, "Leave" or something like that. He said it, and I was like, "Wow!" And it just came off.
It's wild, that show. I'm gonna run through that again. I know it. I keep on seeing it. Yeah, but I never seen Lost. I heard it was fantastic, but everyone shits on the ending, so I never watched it.
Yeah, it was good for its time. It started off new things, but yeah, it kind of. I was like all along for the ride, man. I was like, man, they're gonna really tell us what's going to happen, and then the ending happened. I was like, that's it. I could have done something better than that. People
in the chat are putting their favorite shows. Someone says, Orange is the New
Snowfall.
Black. I was laughing at Orange is the New Black. Yeah, Vikings. You ever see Vikings? The first run through on.
Heard about it. Sometimes I don't like shows like that. They seem too. That show's very. I heard that show's very brutal, but I feel like I lived that life or something. It just seems too real. I don't like shows back in those days. That's why I can't watch Game of Thrones. I just don't like watching shows back in those days.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least Game of Thrones has dragons and mythical shit, so you can kind of remove yourself from reality. Whereas Vikings, you're like, oh, that shit went down. Like the Ragnar Lothbrok on Vikings when they did it on the History Channel. Now they're doing a million different shows, and I can't get into all of them. But the original Ragnar, 6 seasons or whatever it was. I was so riveted to that I even put like Viking tattoos on me. I was just so engulfed. I love the fact they're horrible human beings, but I love that they see something and they go for it. And I like that. I like the idea of just saying, I want to do this. I'm going to do it and nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah, they're ruthless back then. People just ruthless. Like at this point, we're domesticated as humans right now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they're wild animals.
It's crazy. I want that woman. I want that land. It's mine now. Like it's there. It's mine.
All right, take it.
The good old days, you know?
Yeah. Ruthless people out there, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Anyway, let's take some questions from the chat. We have Maurice Spears here. If you have a couple more minutes, let's see what the chat has to say. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm fine. I got time.
Okay. And let's see. I got a donation that came in here. It's from
Wonderful.
It's from Tropic Tom again. What does he have to say?
Hey, if Tinder doesn't work out, try Tenter app. Those homeless ladies are desperate.
So Tropic Tom says, if Tinder doesn't work, try Tenter.
He says some homeless ladies out here?
Yeah. It's just a Tropic Tom joke. What do you think about that?
Hey, I don't know, man. They have a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're out there in the first place. You know, some of them aren't. I don't want to date the female version of why. I don't want to date that person.
Yes.
Yelling why all the time. Nah, I just got to meld it in. No, my standards is a little bit, depending on what, like, you got to work with me with certain things. That's my issue. I just want to work my remixes. I don't want to be dragged to do something else that I don't want to do. So I guess I could be a little selfish.
You got to be selfish. You only get one life. And I think when you find a teammate, a spouse, a mate, whatever you want to call them, they have to be on the same page or understand your passion. You know, if you're with someone that just doesn't get it or doesn't even want to try to get it, you're with the wrong person. Yeah.
And I'm at the age I'm thinking about breeding. I'm thinking about my breeding choice. Like how she should be 5'10". I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm like, damn what? Cause you know who breeded very well? Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's got.
He'll say, I breeded beautifully.
He probably looked at it as breeding too. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But you know, I get it because you want to have, you know, you want your kids to be well off. When you leave this earth, you want to make sure your kids are in a good shape, right?
Yeah, I want to make sure they're in good shape. And I feel like at my age, I'm a better father now. I'll be a better father now because if I was a father in my 20s, I don't know. I would want to go out all the time. Now I'm a little more chill, so I won't mind staying inside and watching the kids. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm in a better place right now.
That's the way to do it, man. When you're ready to do it, when you're mature, when you're not completely all about yourself and you have some time to give away, that's the time to do it. Kainoto has a donation.
Wonderful.
Let's see what he has to say. Kainoto.
I've always felt that YouTube throttles this channel. Think about it. Pretty sure most people who love the show probably follow similar channels. When Moss has a big stream going on with a full house, YouTube probably thinks it's a red convention. Block.
Well, I know for a fact that we're shadow banned a lot. And there are other things in play. We're on the naughty list on YouTube. Let me just say that because it just runs with the territory. We're not very politically correct here, so it is what it is. What do you think about that? YouTube, there was a time where you would drop a video, right, and it would just boom, right? It was just the algorithm was super simple. You knew you were going to get X amount of views. Now it's like it's a crapshoot, right? 1 minute you drop something, you think it's a banger, and then you're like, wait, what's going on here?
Horrible, man. I feel like I could have got in there during the golden years, and I think the reason why they're doing it is because these corporations, they got jealous because they noticed that these YouTubers are getting paid more than actors. They're getting paid a whole lot of money, so they have to put a stop to that. So they're like, you know what? They're just waiting for the right opportunity. And I think a video came out with PewDiePie. They had the N-word controversy, I think, and they got him, and they used that as a way to put regulations on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Then advertisers started dropping and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of telling people I don't want to take donations. That's not what I want to do. I'd rather have like sponsors pay for everything, flip the bill, and call it a day. This way my community can just hang out and enjoy the show and just interact and have fun. But by having donations, we're able to be free. You know, so it's like I'm sacrificing the big growth, the splash with being, I could be PG or politically correct. I'm sacrificing that and saying, hey guys, let's fan fun this shit and let's have some fun here, and whatever happens, happens. Like I got someone dropping the N-word in the chat right now. What is going on with that guy here? Alex Jones. What are we dropping
right there?
Yeah, what are we doing, buddy?
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Mma-Holes, a bunch of knuckleheads. But yeah, that's the thing. Like I run a very loose here. A lot of people run it tight, and the algorithm, follows. Helps them out. Us, not so much. And you like to take gambles too. I mean, you have the IZZY song and the Joe Rogan song with the N-word and everything like that. And you're like, whatever. I just want to make content, right?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it. I'll get some subscribers from it. I just had to do it. I was like, I was listening to the compilation. I was like, this a lot of this. They made it easy for me because they put the entire thing together. I didn't have to look at different videos. So I'm like, hey, why not make something positive out of it? I don't let that word like hurt me. You know what I'm saying? People would say meaner things to me besides that word. So they understood the context and all that. behind it, and I've been heard him say it. So no, got past it.
It's refreshing to hear you say that, because there are a lot of people out there that are very serious about the word, and I respect it, so I don't say the word, right? I don't want to, I don't want to ruffle those feathers. It's kind of crazy. But when you think about
that's how I'll play it. But a lot of times, like especially out in LA, right? Like it'd be white people telling me to get mad about certain things. Like you need to get mad about it. Like if I say I don't care about it, no, that should affect you. It's crazy out here, man. They get mad if you don't get offended by certain things. Like they're trying to tell me, they'll try to tell black people to get offended.
I did notice at the BLM like rallies and stuff like that, white people were leading the charge. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I'm like, that's, let the black people have their fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you getting involved in? Like, I understand you're trying to show support and whatever, but take the back seat. You shouldn't be on the microphone. You should be having the megaphone should be, to the people that are actually oppressed and this and that. But what is up with these white people, man?
Well, they run these organizations and they make a lot of money from these organizations. And what they do, the tactic is they use us as the face, and it's a lot of money that because they're nonprofits, and they just use it to make money. I was talking to somebody about this. It's a huge game, and the people who funded Black Lives Matter, they say it's George Soros, and it's some other guy I remember somebody talking about who started the entire thing. But it's a deep game that they're running right now.
Are you saying did a white guy start it?
I believe so.
What?
But they put certain people as faces. So then you got the black lesbian women.
Yeah.
That's why I was watching this Lord Jamar video about it, and he was talking about it on Vlad TV. But they are, I think they are. But it's a deep issue, man. It's deeper. It's got to research it, but
it's crazy.
It's not what we think it is.
It's a shame. It really is a shame, because I understand the meaning behind a lot of these protests, and I understand that there is racism. There's no doubt about that. But the way people capitalize off of it, it's just disgusting. It really is. And then people pushing their own political agenda, and then you got the gun stuff being thrown into the mix, and people getting killed and shot, and it's just the looting. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre when you're seeing white people loot. Like it's the Black Lives Matter stuff is going down. When I was in New York, when we left, it was so sad. There was a shopping center in Brooklyn that we went to right before we were about to go on our cross-country trip to Arizona. And when I went there, all the fucking windows were boarded up. Businesses were closed, because of all the looting and shit that was going on. It's like, this is not right, man. Like, what's going on here? But it seems like the human race just likes to self-destruct.
Yeah, it is like chaos. They get bored. We need conflict. We need it.
Yeah.
As humans, we need conflict. So a lot of people, they have this utopia, this idea that we all can have big houses. We all have the best cars and a job that's close by. We can have all that, right? But somebody's going to get bored of having everything they want. And they're going to do something different. And they're going to find a way to cause conflict. It could be something little as, I don't like the fact that you threw that piece of trash on the street, and that could start a war.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
But that's just how it is. I feel like conflict is necessary for us to thrive.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. We got something else coming in here.
Super chat.
This is from Jefferton Alive.
Ever thought about remixing old school UFC? There's for sure some gold in there.
Old school UFC. Ever think about going back into the archives and remixing?
Yeah, and old school fighters fighting this weekend, I think. What's his name? Andre Arlovsky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember watching him back in the day. Man, he used to knock fools out, but he'll get knocked out though. Like he'll knock like 4 people out in a row, then he'll get knocked out. But yeah, he's fighting on this card coming up. So yeah, I like going back into the archives and watching those old school fights.
What's the strategy behind this? Do you say, hey man, this is gonna hit? Or is it just something like, are you rather just say, oh, this would be a cool song?
Sometimes I believe they'll hit and they won't hit. But yeah, I feel like it'll be a cool song. It makes me laugh. If it makes me laugh, then it's good for me. Sometimes people will ask me to make remixes they want. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't want to make that one. I don't feel passionate about it. and I could feel it when I make it. So it has to be something I really feel.
Interesting.
Thank you.
We have Kendall Volker's been a member for 10 months. Thank you, Kendall. And she says, I'm going to pillow fight Hector Lombard. Wonder, is that true? So, Kendall, you ever hear of the pillow fighting championship?
No, I haven't heard of that.
It went viral. People legit pillow fighting. Like if you just type in PFC pillow fighting championship, you'll see in a ring, refs, judges, the whole deal, winner, loser, you're getting a check, whatever. And they're pillow fighting. Former UFC fighters are in there. It's a whole thing. And someone in the chat actually is a professional pillow fighter, and she just dropped today. If this is true, let me know. She is pillow fighting Hector Lombard. Please confirm that. Who wins that fight?
Hector.
I would think so too.
I gotta check that out. See those things right there. I gotta check out. Like I wish I'd invested in that league.
Right? Like someone just says, "Hey, that'd be fun."
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, pillow fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll remix some pillow fighting stuff. It was crazy.
That's what I'm thinking about right now. It's going through my mind.
Oh my God, the clips you can get from that. You got to check it out. Yeah, the clips and they're all over the internet, like gone crazy. People just slinging like these heavy ass pillows at each other. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I need to look that up.
All right. So now they're having strategies for the Kendall at the pillow fight. Listen, so Maurice, it's a pleasure having you back on over here. Are you going to be watching the fights this weekend, Font versus Vera? Or are you going to take this one off?
Oh, is it on ESPN Plus?
Yeah, it should be on ESPN Plus. So if you have it,
I'll try to watch it. Yeah, because I bought the last big UFC event. I went and purchased it for $100, and I had to get an ESPN Plus subscription.
Okay.
And so now I got ESPN Plus. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, ESPN Plus is not. I'm a cheap bastard, man, when it comes to my content. Especially now, I have another mouth to feed over here, so it's tough for me to justify paying for some of these streaming services. But ESPN Plus is actually pretty good with their content. You get in all the UFC fights. Even if you're not watching the pay-per-views, we'll catch all the prelims and stuff like that. So, and you can go back and watch some of the other stuff as well. The Ultimate Fighter, the Contender Series. So I think they got some good content on there.
Yeah, I was watching some of the classics. Some fight I was watching. Yeah, the Gaethje and Chandler fight. I was watching that recently. That was one hell of a fight. You know when you get hurt, like when Chandler, when he gets hurt, he start doing this. It's like, come on, bring it.
Yeah, he's
trying to
buzzing.
psych himself up.
Yeah, his ears got that ring going on, like like he's hearing it. He's flashed, and yeah, he's nuts, man. Michael Chandler's nuts. I wish he would have came into the UFC a little bit earlier, but better late than never.
Yeah, who they trade? No, did they trade anybody to get him?
No, it was just he came in. He was a free agent. Like he kept on re-signing with Bellator. They were doing the right thing for him, and then finally, the UFC gave him the right amount of money, and he came over. Not for a long time, but for a good time, he said. Oh yeah,
for a good time. Yeah. What's the name? Francis Ngannou's like, I'm leaving now. I'm not going to be here no more. I'm leaving for a good time in boxing.
That's pretty good. You sound just like him.
Yes, it's good. It's gonna be fun in boxing. Have a good time. Make more money than I ever made in UFC. Then it's cheap.
This might have to be I do horrible impressions over here. You might have to call in more often as Francis Ngannou. How does that sound?
It sounds good.
What do you think? I went on this whole rant. I believe that the UFC might let him go and just, it does the whole boxing thing. I mean, as a fan, I would love to see Francis stay, fight in the UFC, fight Fury, do some combo crazy stuff, and see a little bit of everything. But I have a feeling UFC might cut him. What do you think?
Yeah, depending on his contract, I think his contract is up, but he won his last fight, so it's a championship clause, so he can't fight before a year, I believe. Because they said, your contract extends one fight if you win the championship. But yeah, if he plays it right, he could probably get that boxing match and fight for Bellator, and he'll still make a lot of money. I'm not sure what's going on with that contract, though.
Yeah, all he needs is one Tyson Fury fight, and I feel the way he lives, I think he'll be set. You know, and then whatever, anything else is gravy, you know? I mean, even if, like, his Tyson Fury's last opponent made $6 million. Tyson made 30, but his opponent made, Dillian White made $6 million to get caught with that uppercut over there. So, I mean, that's crazy money for a UFC fighter.
Yeah, man, that's a good money. That's some good money right there, and he's gonna be set right for a long time. I'm sure he's gonna make about at least $20 million if he fights Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I would think so because of the novelty of the MMA versus boxing. I think it would be an interesting story. Did you see the Tyson Fury fight? Did you watch the Wembley Stadium event?
Yeah, I watched it. Tyson Fury, man, that size and the way he moves, and yeah, when he knocked out White, you can see all the blubber on his body moving in slow motion. When they're showing in slow motion, all the blubber was moving as he caught him with the uppercut. Me laughing. But yeah, the way he moves, man, it's just, he's a problem for anybody.
He is something else, right? You look at him, I mean, he's 6'9", so that's one thing. But other than that, like his physique, you're like, this guy can't box, and then boom, the guy's phenomenal.
Yeah, he comes from a fighting family, so he got to fight in him. But the only fighter, I feel like a fighter that has a chance against him that's in the past, like Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis would have done very good against Tyson Fury, but because he's close to his size. But yeah, Tyson Fury will be a problem for a lot of these guys.
I'm going to go out there and say it. I know a lot of people have their favorites, but Tyson Fury, to me, maybe it's recency bias, is one of the best, if not the best. Like he is something else. He's good on the mic. He's got everything. He's a sweet boxer. He can win anyway. He's a lot of fun to watch, this guy. And he actually brought me back into the sport. When I was a kid, I loved Mike Tyson. Like, that was my thing. And then when Mike Tyson fizzled out, I kind of fizzled out too. And then Tyson Fury just brought me back in. Maybe it's the name.
Yeah, Tyson Fury, he's a great talker. Actually, I feel like he should have been bigger than what he is now. People didn't like him at first. I watched his fights before, like when he beat Klitschko. When he beat Klitschko, nobody liked him. He was getting booed. And he was the same guy. He was talking all that shit. And I think what got people to like him was when he started talking about mental health. So that's when everybody started liking him all of a sudden. But before that, nobody gave a shit about him. He was getting a lot of criticism.
I had no idea who he was. I knew there was a guy that beat Klitschko. I didn't know who he was. I was just completely casual. And when Tyson Fury fought Wilder the first time, I'm like, who's this guy? He sounds like McGregor. Like, that's what I was saying, like, on the mic. I'm like, this guy sounds like McGregor. Then I find out this guy's been doing it way before. Like, this guy's been doing this for a while. No clue who the fuck he was. But I think what happened was, if you were like a McGregor fanboy like myself, and you see this guy, you know, you're not familiar with him, but you see him on the mic and he could back it up as well, you start to fall in love with this dude. And what he did to Wilder, I mean, especially that last fight, I was like, holy fuck, this guy is something else.
I predicted way before that fight happened that it will be Fury that will beat Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder's not fundamental. He got in boxing late. It's actually a miracle that he fought and won and did as well as he done, because he started off late and he's just not skilled enough. But he's very tough. He's very tough and he has that power. He's very determined. But somebody that big, as big as Tyson Fury, that could box, that's tough.
You know, Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou was the fight for me. Like, that's what I wanted to see, because I felt like it was more of an even playing field. They both had the dynamite in their hands. Who was going to drop first? Like, that's what I wanted to see. Whereas Tyson Fury, not only is he powerful, but he's so smooth out there with his striking that I feel like he's going to be such a problem for Francis Ngannou. You know, like, I don't know. Do you think Francis got a shot in this thing?
No, Francis is not going to win. I don't believe a lot of people believe he's going to win. Francis, it's like, I'm going to get paid. That's what Ngannou's thinking. He's thinking about making that money.
Yeah.
I'm sure he believes he could beat him, but what he wants more than anything is a great payday. And if Wilder and Ngannou fought, I pick Wilder to beat Francis.
Okay.
I feel like Wilder has more stamina and he's just quicker than Ngannou is.
Wilder did show that he's getting better with his striking for sure, especially that last fight with Fury. Fury didn't clinch up as much. Fury's game plan was fantastic. Like, he just tied him up every 5 seconds. It just made him real tired. But you could tell Wilder was doing some work there. And it seems like his striking's getting better. It's just, like you said, it's a shame that he got in so late.
Yeah, he was getting better. He was boxing more, but then, like they say, you just go back to what you do best. Like when things kind of go wrong, you end up going right back to it.
Yeah.
So, but Deontay Wilder, man, that dude had so much heart. He kept getting knocked down. He kept getting back up. Like he wouldn't stop. He was like, I'm gonna beat him, but you run into that guy that just has your number.
That's right. Yeah, I tell you what, though, boxing's back for me. I'm enjoying it very much so. And now if they cross over with Francis, I mean, there's a part of me that is a little worried because, I mean, it's a lot worried because I'm an MMA fan and I hate seeing MMA guys go play the boxing game. I like seeing them make money, but I hate seeing them fall. That's why Anderson Silva's so great to me. I'm like, we got to win. We got to dub, boys. Like, it's working here. Anderson Silva got it done, but I feel like Francis is going to go over there and kind of, I don't know, disappoint us as MMA fans.
Yeah, he's going to disappoint. I believe the fighter that's going to make MMA fans proud will be Anderson Silva if he fights Jake Paul.
Yeah. I hope Jake doesn't pussy out, man. Come on. Anderson's what? He's pushing 50 for God's sakes. Come on, Jake. Let's go. Let's make this fight happen. What are we waiting for here?
Not the fight. You know, I want to do the fight with Jake Paul for my family, for the sport. You know, this is good for sport overall. Jake Paul, I got your hat. Let's do this.
Make the fight happen. That's gonna be the trash talk right there.
I love it. I love it.
Wonderful,
you got
wonderful.
Francis and you got Anderson Silva down pat. Those are two pretty good ones right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get together, man.
Yeah, I like it. Now, this is what you got to incorporate on your YouTube channel. You got other talents over here. Have you ever done any impressions on your channel?
Yeah, I did some impressions on my live streams, and I got a third page now where I'm starting to put videos out. Like I did a video on HELWANI, was HELWANI exposed, and that hit 4,000 like in one day. I'm like, wow. So I'm gonna start doing more videos like that, and with the music as well. But yeah, I want to try to get my impressions better and start doing funny videos like that.
That's a great idea, man. I love it. I'll back it. So how can we find your YouTube channel? We got Maurice Spears. Let the people know.
We got Maurice Spears, so just type that in on YouTube. Mo Spears Music. Those are just like pop culture remixes. And then Mo-House Media. So Mo-House Media is where I do like commentary on things. I do like reviews on like Batman. I did a Batman review. I do music reviews and stuff like that. So those are the 3 pages.
There you go. All right, everyone subscribe and go check out his social media as well. Anytime you want to cross over again, we'll do it. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man, and looking forward to chatting again soon.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Maurice Spears, back on the Mma-Holes. Let's go, baby.
Wonderful,
Hit me with the wonderful over there in the chat. What do you think? What do you say? I like having Maurice on, man. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to have a casual chat. My friend Maurice Spears, he's got a YouTube channel, and if you haven't seen it before, I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, he's got so many mixes and songs, and I mean, come on.
Better do something, boy, because we running out of road. Move it.
Hold on a second here. I was trying to show some of his stuff over here. The last one, the Jordan Levitt one.
All the way to the flow, all the way to the flow, all the way to the flow.
Dance in the chat.
Drop it down low, all the way to the flow.
Drop it down
Low, all the way to the flow. Drop it down low,
all the way to the flow.
all the way to the flow, all the way to the flow. Drop it down low, all the way to the flow. Drop it down low.
Yeah, you dancing in the chat.
Drop it down
Low, all the way to the flow.
all the way to the flow.
All the way to the flow.
Let's go.
Come on.
Drop it down low.
Oh,
Drop it down
drop it down.
low. Let's go.
I'm so turned on right now.
Drop it, drop it, let's go. Drop it down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down Drop it down low.
All the way to the flow. Oh, it looks like they love it in the chat. Jordan Levitt got a kick out of that. He reposted it as well. He's a talented dude, man. Talented dude. I like that his stuff sounds like it's got a unique sound. Like, you know, it's coming from Maurice, and every song is completely different. But he's a talented dude, man. He's a talented dude. So go subscribe to his channel. Give him some MMA Hole love. Real talented dude. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, let's just talk about some fights this weekend. Let's try to place a bet on mybookie.ag. We'll have Jesse. I think Jesse should be in here soon. We're just putting baby to sleep. Yeah, we'll be right back after this quick break. So hang in there, friends. What's going on here? This is what happened before too. Hold on a second here. What's going on here? What's the deal? Oh, my OBS is screwed up. So, all right, no break. No break. This is what happened at the intro of the show, too. I don't know. This has never happened before. It's always an adventure here on the MMA Holes. All right, so before I go to a break, we're not going to a break. I'm just going to say shout out to my bookie. Promo code MMAHOLES. That's right. At MMA Hole, at mybookie.ag, and you'll receive 100% match in your first deposit. So just go over to mybookie.ag, type in that MMAHOLES promo code, and get that 100% match on your first deposit. Sheath Underwear, same promo code throughout all our sponsors. It's MMAHOLES, 20% off the Sheath Underwear. Today I was rocking my Sheath. Not much underwear, you know. I don't like walk around in my underwear, but today I did. Today I was like walking around my house in the underwear. It felt so good. It felt I could even open the door in this Sheath underwear, like, and not feel weird. Like, you can't really open the door in your underwear, but this, I could do it because I was thinking, you know what? Like, UFC fighters are walking around. Now, I didn't have my long pants on. I had my short sheath on, but they have nice patterns over here. All different styles and shapes and all crazy stuff. It takes care of your junk, keeps it nice and cool down below. Got stuff for the ladies as well. So go check out their website. Use the promo code MMAHOLES and get 20% off. Head Rush. Fortune favors the brave. Head Rush has some amazing clothes over there, as they have premium clothing, which is badass designs on them, all colors and shapes, and they fit nicely on you. You got the hats, you got the shorts, and the tank tops coming out for the summertime. All crazy stuff. Head Rush, they support the fighters. They support the MMA Holes, and we support them. So if you want to check it out, check out the links. 2 of them in the description. You can either do the Canadian link or the US link, and get you 20% off, courtesy of the promo code MMAHOLES. ESPN Plus is how you can watch the fights this weekend. Font versus Vera. Very important fight for the boys. And we're going to be watching live Saturday night. If you want to watch along with us, click the link in the description. And we get a little bit of a kickback from everyone that clicks on that link. So just link down below, ESPN Plus. Take that damn shirt. This is Phil Starr's shirt. I don't know if he's in the chat, but shout out to Phil Starr. I don't really wear other people's merch, but Phil's a good dude. So I got to rock my friend from Canada. I mean, he got us a drum, for God's sakes. So how could I not rock that? I want to look at this card that's going down. Actually, let's talk a little Diaz. Let's talk a little Diaz over here. We spoke about it with Maurice Spears. I got the poll in the chat. $188 on the votes. And let's check this out. Spread this out. Let's spread the legs. So I put a couple of options in there. Who's next for Nate Diaz? And, of course, 44% say Conor McGregor, which would be the trilogy fight.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got the glove touch.
I finally got hired by Fight Bananas. Hired. Like with money and shit.
Whoa!
You're proud of me? I have to be responsible and watch my mouth now.
Very good, man. I'm very happy for you, Glove Touch. Congratulations. Getting a Fight Bananas job over there. Listen, Glove, this is what you got to do. You got to put them on the map. You got to put them on. Your job over there is to put Fight Bananas on the map, because I got to be honest with you. When you slipped into the DMs, I was like,
who the fuck is that guy?
I had no idea who the hell. But yeah, so Glove Touch, congratulations. And big signing over there. So everyone congratulate the Glove Touch. How about that though? Your first real job and doing something that you love. Like my first real job was a cliche paperboy. No joke. Like it was like 14 or 15. And I was delivering papers. Like throwing papers and shit. Like the game Paperboy. That's what I did. I don't even know if they do papers anymore, but that's what I did. So to actually be able to do something that you enjoy is fantastic. That is good stuff over there. So shout out to Glove Touch. Congrats, man. I want to go into this poll over here, and thank you for that donation. Okay, so who's next for Nate Diaz? 44% say Conor McGregor. 25% say DP, the Poirier. 9% say Gilbert Burns. The reason why that was there was because of, Gilbert's been yapping a little bit. You know, he wants Dustin, he wants Nate. He'll take anybody. Gilbert will fight anybody. That's why I like him. And then 21% say Jorge in the rematch with him. So a trilogy fight, a rematch, and then 2 fresh ones over here with Poirier and Burns. Now, I guess you could throw others in the mix. There's always, there's that El Kukui fight, but he's fighting Michael Chandler. There are other names that you could definitely throw in the hat for sure. You maybe an up-and-comer you could throw in there. But Nate Diaz is hungry. The guy's ready to go, and the UFC is kind of just holding him at bay. And it's kind of messed up because they threw a Khamzat Chimaev at him, which is just, it's unrealistic to just say, hey, fight Khamzat. I mean, the guy's a massive human being that fights at welterweight, and it's just like Nate Diaz is really a 155er. What are we doing? I know he's going to probably fight at 170 in some novelty fight, but he's not a 170 guy. He can't fight those top guys, although he did hang with Leon. He did, but he got his ass whooped for the most part. Who is next? Let's get the big paycheck. I'm trying to think. I mean, I would have to go with Conor too. Would I like to see Poirier? Yeah. Would I like to see Burns? Yeah. Would I like to see Masvidal again? Of course. I would like to see all 3 of those fights. I would like to see Nate versus anyone. But the fight that really gets me going is Conor. And let me say why. It's a fucking rubber match, baby. It's the rubber match. You gotta go in there. Some people say Nate is up 2-zip. He got the finish and lost by a decision, and some people say he won the decision. I thought he won the decision the first time I watched it. I'm a massive Conor fan. When I was in my buddy's backyard before the MMA holes. No MMA holes at the time, and if there were, I would have probably, I don't know, I would have shit my pants on air. But I was very nervous. I was watching this, and I was like, damn, I think Nate might have got that. I watched it again, and I was like, I think Conor got that. Sometimes you need a couple of watches to see it, but a very close fight. They're 1-1. We got to go to that rubber match. It's time. Nate's been sitting out for a while. Conor's been sitting out for a while. Let's go. Let's get it popping here. The problem with that is we don't know when Conor's coming back. And I don't want to sideline Nate anymore. And what I think is happening is the UFC is just kind of keeping him at bay, just kind of stringing him along and saying, all right, you don't want to fight Khamzat. Like they throw unrealistic fights at him. And then, so when Conor comes back, you can make that massive trilogy fight. I don't want to see Nate wait. I want to see him go. Even if Nate collects another L, the Conor fight's always there. He could lose another 3 fights in a row, and the trilogy's always there with Conor. It's there. But then Nate tweets out this. Going to the Elon Musk Twitterverse. Nathaniel. I've been trying to fight everybody and no go. What's the holdup, UFC? I'm not fighting Conor. He sucks. I'll fight someone quite slow. Quit slow rolling me, please. Thanks. I'm trying to navigate through that tweet. So he doesn't want to be slow played anymore. He wants to get back out there. And here's the deal. He says, I'm not fighting Conor. He sucks. He would be fighting Conor if Conor was ready, but he's not. So he threw that out there to get, in the headlines and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty smart move because Conor's not even on the table right now. But you know what the plan is. The UFC is dragging him along so he could fight Conor McGregor. That's what they want. And it would be massive. They could headline a pay-per-view with no titles on it, and it would be a mega pay-per-view. It would probably break records. It would just explode. It would. And with the UFC having problems with their pay-per-views, which is a true thing, because we haven't seen any numbers the last, 4 pay-per-views? The numbers are nowhere to be found. The Francis Ngannou versus Gunn, nowhere to be found. Let me see. What was the last pay-per-views? Hold on. Let me see if I can get off the top of my head. Masvidal versus Usman, was it? No, Masvidal Covington. Excuse me. Masvidal Covington. People are like, oh, it's a massive pay-per-view. Nowhere to be found with the numbers. And there was another one in there. I think it was Oliveira versus... Was it Chandler? I can't remember, but I think it was one of the Oliveira fights. Oh, Poirier. Oliveira Poirier. No numbers. No numbers. So I think what the UFC is doing is saying, okay, we got to make this trilogy happen. When Conor comes back, it's going to be a big pay-per-view regardless, but let's just fucking go for it. Let's explode with the two of them, make a trilogy fight, and let's get this popping here. But why are we holding back? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we holding Nate back? The fight's always going to be there. Oh, but if there's only one fight on the contract, Nate could take the fight, bounce from the UFC, and not fight Conor. So that's got to be what the UFC's doing right now. They're just holding on to squeeze everything they want out of the guy. I thought he was going to sign a new contract or something like that. Like, what's going on with Nate Diaz? I mean, the guy's not getting any younger, for God's sakes. Do I think that's what Conor wants? I think Conor knows it's always there. I don't think that's what he's salivating for, though. No. I don't think it's what Conor wants either. I think it's what the UFC wants. But if it's the only thing on the table at the time, I don't think Conor would turn it down. But I don't think it is what Conor wants. I don't. It's a risky fight with the upside. There's a downside to losing to Nate. With Conor calling out Kamaru Usman, which is just bonkers. But he's calling out Kamaru Usman. Conor's got a plan. And maybe Nate Diaz is not in Conor's plan. It's in the UFC's plan, that's for sure. It's in the UFC's plan.
Please, I'm begging you, don't ever buy another UFC pay-per-view again.
Come on, Phil! Dropping the 50! Phil Star!
I don't want your money.
Let's go!
Pussies, I don't want your money. Pussies, I don't want your money. Pussies, money. Pussies, you're a moron? I don't want your money. Money. Pussy, money. Pussy.
I don't give a f***.
Wow, 50 dropping. Phil dropping the 50.
Nice shirt. Thank you, brah. This means a lot.
Come on,
You're
baby.
the best.
Hey, Phil, man. Thank you. Listen, you're one of the most supportive people here. So, I'm not one to wear other people's merch, but how could I not wear a Phil Star shirt? Come on. Come on. How could I not wear a Phil Star shirt? Thank you so much, Phil. You are absolutely wonderful.
Wonderful.
From Canada, baby. Anyway, I think this is an interesting conversation, though. Like, we want Nate back. I think majority of the people want Nate back, right? He's fun. When Nate fights, no need for a title. No need for a contender. No need for any of that stuff. We're just shoving popcorn in our face and being like, let's go. Let's watch some carnage. That's what we want to see with Nate Diaz. So they're doing us a disservice by not booking a fight. But I understand what's going on here. I get it. Because I don't buy PS times 3, and if you have some free time, you can try. Okay, I don't know what that means. But let me know in the chat what you think about the Nate Diaz situation. Who should be the next fight? What is the UFC doing? What's Nate doing? Does Conor want it? What do we got? Let's see. He's smarter than his brother. Yeah, and Nick wants back. Nick, like, legit wants to get back in the UFC. I mean, I think the UFC is going to do it, and it's going to be another novelty, ridiculous fight. Moss, who said he would never wear another man's name on him? This is a huge honor. It's true, right? That is pretty true. That is true. I usually don't wear another, although I did wear a Gary Carter shirt. A very old Gary Carter t-shirt to the Met game, which is against everything I believe in, wearing another man's name on your back. But Gary Carter was my childhood hero. And because he was my childhood hero, I could wear that shirt. Maybe Phil's my childhood hero or my adult hero. I don't know. Nate versus Tony ain't bad either. No, but it's tough to make that fight because Tony's fighting Chandler right now, right? So, I mean, maybe after the Chandler fight, you could put it together, but then you're still making Nate wait. And you have to think that Tony Ferguson is going to be on a medical suspension after the Chandler fight. You know, I have a feeling both guys are going to be kind of fucked up after that fight. I'm one of the biggest Nate supporters and wish he would have fought more of the last few years. The UFC kind of dropped the ball on it, in my opinion, and they need to make something happen by July. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, when Nate gets in there, it's still a big night of fights. Like he's still a very big draw, you know. But I think the UFC is trying to do something, you know, massive with Nate. Just trying to drag one more massive pay-per-view with Nate. Rematch for the BMF title. I mean, you know what? If you think about it, Jorge Masvidal is in a situation right now where his options are slim. You know, that big game, the 3-piece, the soda, the whole deal, the street Jesus, it's kind of losing its luster, in my humble opinion. And you throw him right back with Nate, you know, everyone would be all fired up again. The BMF. I mean, I don't know how you can do that again, right? I don't know how you could do that belt. I can see how you could do the fight since it ended the way it did. But I don't know. So 45% say Conor. And the next one up is Dustin Poirier. Are you shocked by that? I'm not. I think Dustin Poirier is a fun one. In fact, I'd probably rather see Dustin over the other. Who am I kidding? Gilbert Burns would be fun. Masvidal again would be fun. No, I probably would rather see DP. Dustin interests me. Dustin, Nate. Yeah, I'm probably with the community on that. The only thing is, I would put Burns over Masvidal. I would actually put Gilbert in there. Gilbert Nate would be just nuts. And we saw Masvidal already. It was fun, but it was I don't know. I think Gilbert is interesting to me too. Could you imagine that fucking mess? All good options though, if you think about it. There's not one bad fight there. Shows you how much fun Nate is. There's a lot of guys that you need to have that dance partner to make it a fun fight. Not Nate. You just put Nate in there, it's good. Come on, bro. Get Nate back or let him live his life. Dustin Conor 4. Dustin Conor 4. I tell you what, I think it's inevitable. I feel like that's gonna eventually. I feel like Conor's gonna come back and like go on like a rematch or a trilogy for a fight. You know, I feel like Conor's gonna just go back into all that. Who knows? You might even see Conor Aldo again, for God's sakes. Like, who knows? Might be just rematching everybody. I don't even want to see Jorge fight again. Yeah, you know, it sucks with Jorge. I just feel like his reputation, he'll always have those fans though, so they'll always be in his corner, but you know, I get what you're saying. Burns would Fook Nate up. Yes, I would think so. But I mean, I would love to see both of those guys rolling around on the mat. It'd be fun, man. Not surprised. Or if they're just slinging, I mean, if they just biting down on the mouthpiece and just slinging at each other, oh my God. That would be wild. Jorge's the thing of the past, as Manny C, so Manny's off the Jorge train too. Jorge versus Mike Jackson. What do you think, Chad? Would you like to see Jorge versus not the king of all pop, the other one? I saw he's making his rounds. Oh, God. All right, so, I mean, listen, I'm with it. I see that the chat is still... I'm going to leave the poll up there. 207 votes. I'm with the Conor thing, too, but second Poirier. So, I'm 100%. The only one I would switch Burns and Masvidal. I would just make that switch. But regardless, they're all good fights. All right, let's move on, Snow Roaches. Let's move on. Let's look at this card over here. I want to see if I could find something that sticks out. As your main event of the evening is Rob Font versus Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera is the underdog in this fight. Interesting. That's a pretty juicy under. Cheeto, who's on a 2-fight win streak, beat Frankie, Davey Grant. This fight is fire, man. And Rob Font's going to want to bounce back strong here. Man, that fight was only 4 months ago. This is a really good fight. I'm not placing any money on this thing. Collier versus Arlovsky. Let's look at this. Collier is a plus 115. He beats Chase Sherman, which is not saying much. We'll talk about Chase in a second. Carlos Felipe took the loss. Before that, Gian Vellante win. Lost to Tom Aspinall. I mean, lost to Aspinall. It's not a bad loss. Fortuna. And then you have Arlovsky on a 3-fight win streak. Vendetta, Felipe, and Sherman. And you do the MMA math, and you got your winner, right? 10 years older is Arlovsky. Okay. He's the favorite. I don't know. I'm looking for an under here. Let me see. Let me see if anything stands out. Touchy-feely versus Brito. Well, Brito is a pretty big under. Lost to Algeo and comes from the Contender Series. So not much info here. Now I know why he's the big under. Don't want to bet on that. Let's see. Jared Gordon versus Grant Dawson. Mr. Gordon from Queens. Flash. Queens, New York. The underdog against Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's on a nice win streak here. He's a minus 145. These are good fights. I'm looking for the underdog. I mean, Gordon's on the 3-fight. He beat Selecki. What was that? 6 months ago. Danny Chavez. Chris Fishgold. Lost to Charles Olives. Not a bad loss. You know what? Flash might not be bad. Although Grant Dawson hasn't really lost. Damn. Grant Dawson. It's been 2016. You know what? I have to stay away from that too. Yeah, Dawson's a favorite. I'm trying to find an under here that looks looks a little creamy. The damage versus Connolly. The damage at 37 versus Connolly 36. Damage is the favorite. Tristan Connolly lost to Pat Sabatini. And before that, Michelle. Oh, that's right. He was the one that fought Pereira. He was so undersized in that fight and shocked people when he got the decision. That's right. I forgot about this guy. I totally forgot about him. He got destroyed by Cub. Minor. Oh, God, I can't even bet on this fight. This might be a fight where I don't know if I'm going to drop a bet. Mearshart versus Yoko. Another good one. Banger. Mearshart, another under. After the HELWANI Chimaev finish, my man's on a 3-fight win streak. A submission. I mean, come on. Yoko beat Serkinov, which is a pretty good win, and then lost to Sean Strickland. Eric Anders. I tell you what, GM3 might be the guy. He's on a good roll. All right, so this is one where I'm going to keep my eye on. I'm going to check out the weigh-ins, but I might go as an under. Mearshart might be the guy. What do you guys think about this as an under? Plus 145. He's the first guy to really stick out. I mean, Yoko's good, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. Mearshart's, he's on a run. He's on a run. He's broken after losing to Strickland. Mearshart got caught. Pretty sure GM3 is second to only Anderson for finishes at 185. That's a pretty good fucking... It's a pretty good stat if that's true. Gerald is underrated. Yikes. Yoko has a good style to beat him. He does. It's a good fight. He's the only under that kind of sticks out. Not a lock. Definitely not a lock. But so far, running down the list, he's the only one that kind of, tickles my interest. Now this one over here. A massive favorite, Romanov. Let me look at my bookie. My bookie's doing PFL lines too. They're doing Bellator and PFL line, so in case you guys are interested in that stuff. Was the PFL on tonight or is it on tomorrow? I don't even know. Tomorrow's the Kayla Harrison, I think. Let me see. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Oh, it's not Kayla. Yeah, I'm not watching this. Maybe I'll watch off air. I don't know. Yeah, no thank you. Oh, Bochniak is... good luck to Bochniak. Hope he does well. Ex-MMA UFC fighter, former Bochniak. Oh, Lance Palmer's back against Chris Wade. Lance Palmer's shown that he's beatable. There was a little time where it looked like he was unstoppable. Chris Wade fought for a milli, fell flat. Not a bad fight. Should be a fucking hump fest between the two. Yeah, I'm not streaming this. I don't know. Unless I feel frisky, but I don't know. Is anyone watching this shit? Jesse would kill me if I stream this, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll make an executive. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We'll see. So PFL is tomorrow. Anyway, my bookie. Thank God for that Tyson Fury bet. We're still up $192 in our gambling. And I've done a little thing here. We've gambled $2,149.04, and we're up $192.70. Let's go. Now, if you think about it, that's a lot of fucking gambling. Our rollover is ridiculous because they're our sponsor, so don't pay attention to that. But look at that shit. Like, not bad. To be risking this much money and still be up $192. Not terrible. I mean, we've done some really risky fucking bets. So we're still in the plus after all that betting. So if you look at if you think about it, I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Make $1,000 bet. You never know. You never know. If we get $1,000 up on our gambling, maybe. But we're doing like a slow and steady wins the race. We're doing that. Having a little fun with it. Anyway, the reason why I came here was for that Chase Sherman fight. Where you at, Chase? Right, he's fighting Sherman, right? Yeah, Romanov versus Sherman. Did I pass it? Where is it? How's it not here? Maybe because they probably... Oh, shit. It's probably at the end of the week. Because they just moved this. Hold on. They moved it from last week to this one. So maybe my bookie's got to update. Oh, bummer. I want to see... Yeah, it didn't move over yet. So we're going to have to wait. So Friday we'll be making the bets. I'm just curious. Because right now they have the line... I think the line's even more... minus 1,400 favored Romanov. It's just bonkers, man. Chase getting no love. Understandably. Because honestly, Chase is not going to win that fight. Oh, Figueiredo, the brother of the champion, is back. Francisco Figueiredo, coming off a loss. Malcolm Gordon and Jeff Molina. Daniel De Silva lost to Jeff Molina. I tell you what, I don't hate Figueiredo bad either. They're pretty much even here. 5'6", 5'6". I don't hate it. Although this Figueiredo is not even nearly as good as his brother. Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of dig this Figueiredo bet. Let me see on my bookie on this. Might be another one we might jump on. Francisco, yeah, it's pretty much even. All right, we might be making 2 bets tomorrow. Maybe we'll parlay. We'll play the parlay game. Okay, let's go back over here. We're checking out some bets. Mazzani versus Young. Oh, God. All right, so there's only 2 that really stand out. Figueiredo and Mearshart. Those are the 2 I'll play with, maybe. Said plus 800. I'll be doing some celebrity fights in the future. I believe I'll be sparring with Hector Lombard in the near future. So Kendall, I guess you weren't in the chat, but when your membership thing came up, I did mention it with Maurice Spears. That's fucking funny, man. Tell us more about that Hector Lombard thing. That should be interesting. Bet 1K on Chandler, but knocking out Ferguson. I don't like props. Maybe I'm probably a boring bettor, you know, but I feel gambling as is with spreads and whatever, or betting lines, I should say, is dangerous enough, right? When you add props, when you add parlays, you're just decreasing your chances of winning long term. Now, I do understand the allure of parlays because you could bet $5 and win, you know, crazy amounts of money, right? So I understand why people do it, but it is considered a sucker's bet. And being a person that has dabbled in the casino activity when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I loved casino bets. I loved going playing table games. I was all about it, man. I would take my paycheck and go there and just drop it. I'm not like that anymore. Can't be like that. Maybe one day when I become a gazillionaire, I can do that again. But yeah, I can't do that. But what I did notice in that gambling was the casino was always altering the games, like the blackjacks, the 3-card pokers, all these games. They were always adding the bonus, this bonus, that bonus, you know, and props and parlays are like that, right? They entice you with, if you bet small, you win big. But if you do that on a regular, if you do it like once in a blue moon, it's cool. But if you do it on a regular, you're going to lose. You're going to always be down. Even if you get that big hit, chances are you're going to dump it right back. So I never wanted to get sucked into parlays or props or any of that stuff because I feel it's that bonus bet. It's the same thing. I used to sit at tables and people are like, why aren't you playing this bet? This side bet, whatever. You know, if you win, you could win $1 million. And I'm like, all right, when you win that $1 million, let me know, you know? And yes, there is a possibility that you could win it, but it's just, most likely you'll be giving back to the casino. So that's how I feel as a gambler now. I got to be a little more strategic with my bets, right? I got to sit there and play the slow game, you know? That's just how I do it, and it's worked. Because like I said, I was showing my bookie betting $2,000, and I'm still up $192. Am I going to retire off that money? No, but at least I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Now I want to know you in the chat, like what's your option? Like what's your preferred way of betting? I'm curious because everyone's got their own thing. And if you have the money, then enjoy it, man. Gamble away. I'm going back down south to train. I'm going to do my best to try and not die. I want to have someone to go hard with. I need to work on my head movement big time. See, getting humbled in the gym. I like Kendall's drive, though. Jason Knight signed with Eagle FC. Good for Jason. Every time I gamble, it literally feels like I'm throwing money in the trash. Yeah, I mean, in the long run, unless you're Dana White, I was going down that Dana White blackjack rabbit hole, and then there's some people that are incredibly lucky. I have friends that every time I would go to the casino with them, I feel like every time I sit next to them, they're always winning. Like, it's bizarre. I was like Lady Luck. But, you know, Dana White apparently is banned from multiple casinos because his style of betting in blackjack, the casino's like, nah, we're good. He said he won $1.6 million playing blackjack at a casino in a night. $1.6 million. Apparently the Palms gave him a belt. A get the fuck out of here belt. I don't know if you've seen this in the chat, but it's crazy. Dana White is the type of guy that if he loses, he keeps doubling and tripling his bets because he's got the fucking bankroll to keep on doing it. I definitely don't have that, you know. People are saying, yeah, he counts cards and stuff like that. It's a betting pattern because if you have 4 decks, you can't really count cards. I don't know if you've ever tried to count cards. 1 deck, 2 decks, yeah, but if you have like 4 decks, it's almost impossible. But if you stack bets like he's doing and you have the bankroll to do it, I mean, I guess you could, you know, you could win a lot. You definitely could. I got no lucky Gene. Blackjack is fun. I like blackjack too. I used to play so fucking reckless and not know what to hit and whatever and fold on. And I would drive people nuts. I would get drunk and sit at these tables and just bet so recklessly, splitting when I'm not supposed to split. And I'm like, fuck you prudes. Like, I was like this young idiot. And then as time passed, I started looking into the game and understanding it a little bit better. And then I understood how horrific I was as a human being playing like that. Like, I played like a fucking moron. And I was ruining everything for the entire table, being like, fuck you, it's my money. Meanwhile, I was fucking their money over too. So now I kind of get it. Now Moss is a pro gambler. No, I used to gamble a lot. I did. Dana White would count cards as well as get the casino to agree to special terms. He did get them to agree with certain amount of decks. I do recall him saying that. So maybe if he lessened the decks, maybe you could count the cards. But he did it. If you ever watched the Nelk Boys, they had a blackjack thing. He stacks bets. That's what he does. That's how he's won. But you need the bankroll. You need to come in with pockets full of cash and just unlimited, just keep on doubling at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And you need some luck at the same time, too. I was a craps dealer, only gambled for fun. That's one game I never played. Always wanted to play craps. Never played it because I was too intimidated by the many things that happen in there. But my uncle always wanted me to play that game. I like 3-card poker, which is just complete luck. There's no skill involved, and it's a horrific game. It's literally a money pit.
Super chat.
Demula.
So how much can you win at the casino in one night, bro?
How much can I win at a casino, or what do you mean? Casino. Or how much did I win? I mean, the most I've been up in a casino is $1,000. That's the most I've ever been up. But I've been down more than up for sure, because I was a very reckless human being back in the day. Not like that, and not daddy, Chris. Can't do that anymore. Nate should fight either Poirier or Masvidal. Not McGregor. Nate leaving anyway. Poirier or Masvidal can benefit from a W at 170. So I'm assuming you came in late, residents. My opinion is this. The trilogy fight with Conor, if Nate and Conor line up, if the UFC can piece that back together, would be one of the biggest events of all time. That's why the UFC is holding them back. So that's my opinion. What do you think, Jess? I put the poll up over here. Here's the options I gave. Is there someone else you think that should be thrown in the mix, but next for Nate?
Conor makes sense. Conor makes the most sense.
Conor trilogy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking business-wise, I have a few, all of them would make a ton of money, don't get me wrong, because Nate Diaz is a draw. There's no doubt about it. But, yeah. Most I won on a parlay is, I lost you there. What are you saying? Is $650. A lot of money, right, for a parlay, right? If you're betting, I don't know. How much did you bet on that parlay? Yeah, I got lucky a couple of times where I would make like about 1,000, making like playing like 3-card. I would hit like straight flushes and shit like that, but it's just pure luck. What's your favorite casino game?
I like that 3-card game.
It's mindless. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. Like at blackjack, you gotta fucking do math,
Yeah.
which I like. I like playing blackjack, but
I like Texas Hold'em. Texas Hold'em.
yeah, sitting at a hold'em table. Although I don't like cash games, I'd rather do a tournament and hold them. $20, that's great, man. $20, win $650, that's awesome. Yeah, hold'em tournaments are fun. I'm still down for that.
I have to give a shout out to Drunk Savage, because he gave Ellie, I'm not sure if you remember, but one of the gifts that Ellie got was from Drunk Savage, and it's called a lovey, which is like, basically, you see, it's like a little stuffed animal head and a little tiny blanket attached to it. You know what I'm talking about? A little elephant head.
Yes.
Yeah, with a little blanket.
Yeah.
And now Ellie needs something to like soothe her since she doesn't have a bottle anymore. And the lovey works.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's like, it's amazing. She sits there and she cuddles it until she's asleep. And then, she obviously goes in the crib without it, but it soothes her to sleep. So shout out to Drunk Savage for getting us a lovey, because she loves it. She loves her lovey.
Yeah, she's got a couple of them too. She got a couple.
Yeah,
of
but the
those
one
things.
she's been cuddling is the one Drunk Savage got.
There you go. Yeah, kids love that shit, right? I have one too. I cuddle my lovey.
Yeah.
Every night. Did you hear any Maurice on the show?
I did not.
No. Yeah, Maurice is good, man. We literally spoke about everything. We just had a nice combo. By the way, Phil Starr dropped a $50 donation. I was wearing his swag, and Phil Starr comes in hot with the 50. So thank you, Phil, again for that. There's a couple of bets I like over here. You want to throw some stories? Any stories that you pull that you want to talk about real quick?
Well, I realized coming in here that I completely forgot to put stories on the Discord. In my defense, I was chasing around a baby.
Good night, everybody. All right. You know what we'll do? We'll do, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else
that one girl's daughter has had one for like 13 years.
Yeah, kids, like, they grow so attached by these things.
I actually didn't know they existed until I had Ellie. I didn't even know what they were. Here, I'll pull up some news stories for you real quick.
You don't have to. I mean, we're over time anyway. So this is happening. Check this out. You see a screen going black over here? So now we can't play intros. It's a new thing. The intro to tonight's show is the most bizarre one because it just doesn't. There are weird things that are happening. Like, I feel like this is possessed. This isn't even an update. But is this the red thing over here? Or does that mean we're live?
It means you're live.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or is that update?
No, I'm pretty sure it means you're live.
Check for updates.
While you're live, check for updates?
No, I just want to check for it. I'm not going to update it. Yeah, hopefully that's not a problem. I keep on running into shit lately. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Final questions or comments from the chat. Let me know what's going on in your beautiful lives.
What about the moss goat? Is it retired?
It's downstairs. Jesse buried it in the chest.
It's in Ellie's toy box. She plays with it. How many subs was the first ever Dragon release?
Oh my god. That's a good
question.
How long
have we had the Dragon release? 2 years now?
Oh my god. No, the Dragon's before you.
No, the dragon, letting the dragons out of the cage.
No, I'm saying let the dragons as a thing. I think he's asking.
I don't think so.
The first dragon
release.
I used to always say let the dragons loose.
Yeah, but I'm saying never mind. Forget it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't remember the first time. I'm trying to think. When did we start doing dragons? Fucking A. When was that? No, it was before 30,000. I'm curious. When the hell did we start the dragons? I think it was before 10K, right? It was after 1,000, that's for sure. God, I wish. Oh man, that's a good MMA Holes trivia question. The problem is we have mostly a new audience now. Like, so the people from like way back when, we have like
I think
5 people from like way back when. But
I think a lot of people are still around. They're just not chatting. Because if you see, we got 32 people watching. There's probably only like 20 people in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When was the first? I kind of want to go back and find out when the hell was the first time we released. That's why I miss Anzalone, man. Anzalone had it all on point.
What's weird? Like 2 nights ago? Actually, no. I think it was last night.
We knew Anz. We need a second coming.
I was thinking about how much I missed Mikey.
He was literally like the backbone.
Yeah, I got out of the shower last night and I was just talking to him. Like,
that's cause for psychiatric
well, I'm just saying. Like, I missed it. Like, I had this moment of like, I just missed him so much.
Yeah, I miss him too. He was cool, man. He was a cool guy. Rest in peace to the big Ans. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question though. What else we got in the chat?
Yeah, it probably is weird, right, Dr. Boss?
Yeah, Ans is like the only person, like when we shut off this world, like he's the only person that kind of really extended
like family.
After that. Yeah, it was bizarre. But maybe because his mom, actually we have to reach out to her again.
No, I just talked to her like the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
She said she wanted to send something to Ellie. I was like,
nudes.
I was like,
send nudes.
Oh my god.
We want Ann's mom nudes. What else we got here?
Adam says, I'm from before 10K, keep kicking ass.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. 10K.
Well, he seemed cool. I wish I would have met him. Dude, if you met Mikey, he's one of those kinds of guys who leaves an impression. That's all I'm going to say. Like if, not to get like too far into it, but if you're a shitty person, he makes you realize just how shitty of a person you are. Like, he's that kind of guy. He's so good.
I don't think Usman Canelo is happening. Nope, I don't think so either. They've been going back and forth. You've been paying attention to that?
It's not going to happen.
Nope. Canelo is like, who the fuck is it? Canelo basically did one of these.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Usman just wants the headlines.
You know what? I even noticed Will Harris even jumped in on Will. Never says anything negative about Ali Abdelaziz, but even Will jumped in on Ali on this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, ready? So here's what Ali said. What did Ali say, Jess?
Canelo's an absolute chicken. He is fighting guys with 5,000 followers on Instagram. These guys will never do nothing for his legacy. Now I understand why he doesn't want to lose to someone like Usman. This is chicken style. No risk, no reward. Oh, God.
And look what Canelo says.
Who the fuck is this?
So he really ripped off a little Conor McGregor there. And then here's Usman.
Let's all just relax before somebody gets hurt. I agree, because it will not be me.
Okay, so Canelo playing along. And what do we got here?
In the cage or the ring, I'm willing to find out in both. Are you? You calling me out right? You want the payday right? So you know where, but sit down. It's not your turn yet. I have a legacy to make.
Oh, boy. You know what? If Canelo Alvarez went in a cage and fought Usman, I would have so much respect. I'm waiting for that one boxer, right? That one superstar boxer to say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. And it's going to suck because the guy's going to be Jake Paul.
No.
It's going to be fucking Jake. When is a boxer going to nut up and get in a cage and do it right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, wasn't Fury talking about that for a little
while? He was talking, but he doesn't have to. And I understand the money's in boxing. I get it. But when is someone going to put the money aside and deal with the pride and try to get in there? I know James Toney did it, but I mean, that was like, I don't know.
It's easier for an MMA fighter to go over to boxing because boxing is part of their training. But it's a little more difficult for a boxer to go over to MMA because these MMA fighters, they've been training for practically their entire lives. Boxers don't train in MMA their entire lives. It would be difficult for them to get up to that level to fight another MMA fighter inside of a cage.
Yeah, but think about this.
It's a lot harder for a boxer to go into a cage than it is for...
Conor McGregor fighting Floyd Mayweather boxing was lunacy. Lunacy. The best boxer in the fucking world.
But it would have been even more lunacy for Floyd Mayweather to try and get into a cage with Conor McGregor.
No, because honestly, Conor McGregor's not the best MMA fighter in the world. You understand what I'm saying? You have the best boxer going into MMA. Now, yes, I understand what would happen.
He's not used to those gloves. He's not used to that style of fighting. Like, and you need years of training in order to even like be at minimum a level of fighting another MMA fighter who's been training for
MMA fighters, though, most likely, unless you talk about specialists, but most likely boxers put all of their effort into one skill.
That's exactly my point.
Right? No, and then if an MMA fighter goes into that boxing where everyone puts everything into one skill set, an MMA fighter puts a fraction into boxing.
But they still put their time into boxing is my point.
Not much.
You're talking about a guy who puts all of his time and effort into one skill, moving over to a cage where he now, out of nowhere, has to learn every skill.
I understand what you're saying. I understand MMA fighters would destroy boxers. I'm with you on that. But I think it's even worse for MMA fighters to go to boxing.
I disagree.
Oh, my God.
I disagree.
My God. MMA fighters going into boxing, it's a whole different game. Whole different game. Boxing is one aspect of the game where guys are waking up and just doing that. Think about that. Let me make this clearer for you, right? If I'm the type of guy that works on Photoshop, and all I do is spend my time on Photoshop, I'm a Photoshop king, but you're a jack of all trades. And I say, okay, you make something on Photoshop better than me. Are you going to come even close to what I'm doing on Photoshop?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, MMA fighters going over to boxing is ridiculous. So if MMA fighters are going to make that jump, boxers should do the same. They should go back the other way. Because they're so good at boxing. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me put it to you this way. Khabib Nurmagomedov is a fucking amazing grappler.
You're willingly taking a fighter who is not known for his boxing.
Khabib Nurmagomedov is an amazing grappler. If Floyd Mayweather says, hey, I'm just going to wrestle you. Let's go wrestling. What do you think would fucking happen?
I think Khabib would win.
Exactly. Floyd would get destroyed, like literally destroyed. It's one skill set. Floyd would just get choked out within 2 fucking seconds, right? So what I'm saying is, if you go into one skill where you're spending all your time in one art, that is devastating.
I don't think it's enough because MMA fighters, I think the reason why MMA fighters have a little more leverage is you look at one fighter like Khabib, who specializes on the ground. You look at another fighter like Adesanya, who's an excellent striker, right? So like, my point is these MMA fighters, they do focus on boxing, and some better than others. So if they go into boxing, it's not going to be something that's like new to them, and it's not going to be some skill that they have to learn off the ground. Like, they already know boxing. Whether they're great at it or not, they know it. Boxers don't know MMA. So they have to learn all of these skills right up front against a guy who's been training for years. It doesn't make any sense.
But they could still knock out their opponent. All they got to do is figure out how to stop a takedown. That's it.
What?
That's all they got to do.
No,
a boxer,
that's
all
not
a boxer
all
has to do. Let's be serious here. All a boxer has to do is figure out how to stop a takedown. That's it. Or block a head kick. That's it.
No.
That's it. That's all a boxer's got to do.
No, it's not.
Stop the takedown. Stop the fucking takedown. Knock the motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I highly disagree on this argument. I think you sound ridiculous.
I understand a boxer going over to MMA would get destroyed. I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying is an MMA fighter going to boxing is even more severe. It's a more severe change because anyone that is spending all their time on one thing is a fucking, like, savage.
That's not true. You could spend all your time on something and still be horrible at it.
Check a leg kick. Check a leg kick. Defense, right? You don't have to learn all the chokes. You don't have to go in there and start submitting people.
But that's
because you'll
not my
never
point.
catch up.
You're talking about, if he goes in there and they just know defense, they'll be good.
You'll never catch up to learning submissions and all that stuff.
That's all you gotta
do is you could do a fast pass into stopping a takedown, right? Check a couple of kicks.
A fast pass is stopping a takedown. What if they fought someone like GSP?
An MMA fighter can't.
What's the fast pass?
An MMA fighter cannot fast pass into becoming a boxer. It's impossible.
But they already know boxing. It's part of their training, is my point. It's not something new that they're coming into. It's not some new random skill they have to learn from the beginning. They already know boxing.
If you look at boxers and what they do, there is an art to what they do. I can't stand boxing, but I respect those motherfuckers. And if you put an MMA guy in there, and straight boxing rules. Now, if you start morphing rules, making gloves smaller, allowing some clinching and fighting within a clinch and stuff like that, then you kind of even the playing field a little bit. Do a little bare knuckles, see what happens there. Add the clinch, different. But I'm talking straight up boxing. MMA fighters going over there just to get their asses whooped. That's it.
I disagree.
All right, let's see what the chat has to say.
Boxers need to learn to check leg kicks and prevent getting a knee straight up the middle as well. Look at Ben Askren, Jesse, and Tyron Woodley, then look at Brock Lesnar. All right, I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter. I see exactly what you're saying, Jesse. Thank you, Sean Hart. Zachary says Jesse is tripping.
But you should say I hear what you're saying.
Who cares? What is that?
Just fucking with it.
Boxing is a total different art. MMA striking is different than boxing.
100%.
You got some naturals out there. A boxer, you will get fucking smoked if they do MMA.
True.
Dave, LOL, nice. What did I say? Boxing rules. Moss is wrong. Is that what you're trying to say? MMA fighters identifying as boxers now.
And I want you to understand, like, I agree. If a boxer goes inside a cage and fights an MMA guy under an MMA skill set, the boxer's getting fucked. Choked out in 2 seconds, shin to the side of the head, whatever. Like, there's so many ways for a boxer to lose. Yes, there is. But MMA fighters going into boxing is it's you know, it's crazy. It's craziness. I feel like if you're in your prime as a boxer, I feel like you can go into MMA and succeed. You just have to make sure you're able to defend a couple of things. That's it. Whereas in boxing, it's not like you can just pick up that art form within a couple of weeks. You can't. You have to deprogram yourself to strike in a certain specific way, you know? So that's just my opinion on that. It's interesting though. Standing 8 is no bueno. I'm with you on that. Interesting conversation. No, I do wish though, like, to circle back around to the beginning of this debate, Canelo Alvarez, if he would just say, you know what? Let's MMA fight. Let's do it in the UFC. I mean, you know that would be massively huge. Canelo is the biggest star in boxing. And if this guy says, you know what, I'll fight in MMA, like that would be insane. And if Canelo lost, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal because you lost in their skill set. If a boxer goes over there, like MMA fighters want to box because even if they lose in boxing, they're supposed to lose. But could you imagine Canelo Alvarez going into MMA? Like, that'd be nuts. That'd be crazy. Would you want to see something like that?
I really could care less, honestly.
You wouldn't want to see Canelo Alvarez, like...
I mean, obviously I would watch it, but like, it's not... I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, oh, that's so exciting, because I don't even think it's gonna happen in the first place. So, you know, I could care less.
Let me ask you this question. You ready for this? Canelo Alvarez, under MMA rules, versus Jorge Masvidal, who wins? MMA style. In the UFC.
Oh, Masvidal. No question. You can't take it. Yeah, Canelo's a fantastic boxer, but no way would he be able to handle an MMA skill set. There's just no way. That's ridiculous.
Who wins, chat?
That's
Who
ridiculous.
wins? I don't know. I think Canelo wins that.
What?
I think Canelo wins.
Masvidal does have ground game, Moss.
I know.
So
I think Canelo wins.
where are you getting this idea that Canelo wins?
I think Canelo fucks up Masvidal.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you. Think so.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you. Listen, I'm MMA all day. I'm MMA all day, and I would love to say Jorge would win this. Okay. Flying knee only works with a takedown.
No, it doesn't.
Flying knee only works if you're shooting in for a takedown. Let's be serious.
That's not true.
Okay, when else does it work?
If you are inside a clinch and someone throws a flying knee with their back against the cage, I mean, not with their back against, sorry. Not their back against the cage. When they're inside the clinch and controlling the clinch and they throw a flying knee, it can be effective. So.
The fuck you talking about?
You're not even listening.
I'm listening.
You're not.
Okay. MMA rules. Who wins? This is interesting. Now, if you go Kamaru Usman,
He said how wins, Moss.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, Canelo Alvarez. Because, I mean, if it's Usman in MMA world, it's not even a question who wins that one. But still, let's try to even the playing field here. I'm curious what the poll says. We're going a little later today. I mean, Phil Star dropped a fucking 50 spot, so it's the least we can fucking do. Masvidal. Am I spelling this right? Oh, shit. We are split on this one, too. I would like to see Jorge win that one, but I don't think he does. Is that spelled right?
What? Yes.
Okay. We enter in the chat. Oh, by the way, I saw you bring up Wonderboy in the chat. Wonderboy calling out... Oh, Wonderboy had some interesting call-outs. Damn, I wish he pulled some of the new... Let's see, hold on. Where was that story? Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson. He had some call-outs here. He called out Nate and Nick Diaz. What do you think about that, Jess? That's a curveball. How about Stephen Thompson versus Nick Diaz?
I don't know, Moss. I think Nick Diaz is kind of run down and flabby now, so I don't think there's really much of a chance for him there.
What about Nate?
Probably the same thing.
BKFC signed Jimmy Rivera. I did see that's the direction he was going in. That's cool that good for him. All right, so we dropped this poll over here. Is this poll working? Here, vote in the poll. I want to know. MMA rules, who wins, Canelo or Jorge Masvidal? Oh, shit, what's wrong with the poll? The fuck? Is the poll broken? You see that? You with me? Hang in there, kid. The poll's broken. What the hell? What's that about? What the fuck? You guys see this? I try to put a vote in. It collects the data and then it just fucking goes away. What is going on? Is the poll working on your thing? Why is it not popping up? too many polls. Yeah, I just put a vote in, and it doesn't fucking pop up. We broke YouTube, boys. We broke it up. Let's go. I don't know what the hell's going on. They're saying it's working. You can just check your phone. You okay, Jess? Pretend you want to be here. Pretend it. Okay, it's popping up. Let's see. Let's see. Masvidal. Damn, I wanted to actually get a vote on this thing. What is going on with YouTube? The fuck?
Polls fine.
Polls fine. So what's the votes? Yeah, it's not showing on here. What the fuck?
Once you vote, it shows 0-0.
What the fuck? Boo, YouTube. Boo. Yeah, I'll try to drop it in again. What is going on? So the intro not working and shit like that. Maybe it's just one of them nights. All right, let's try this again. That was weird. Oh, here we go. It says Jorge Masvidal 59%, 40% Canelo. So all right, we'll just leave it like that. So it showed the so 40%. It's interesting. 59%, and I'm not surprised because we're an MMA community. Not surprised by that. But I disagree. I disagree, baby. I disagree. Interesting, though. Interesting that people believe that Jorge Masvidal could beat Canelo Alvarez. I don't even think he could beat him in ping pong, for God's sakes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Pull a 1 FC like they did with Mighty Mouse. 1 road boxing, and round MMA. But look, WTF happens once MMA rules are introduced. One day it'll happen.
One day. Thank you, Sonosi. Appreciate that. Did you see that 1FC signed with, what's it called? Amazon streaming?
Did they?
Yeah, Amazon. I think it's Amazon streaming.
That's actually pretty cool.
Let me just see this. I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. 1FC. I think it's Amazon. Amazon Prime. Not cool. Actually, I think that sucks. It's good for 1FC. Very good for 1FC. It's big news for them. But, what's it called? Bad for fans, because if you don't have Amazon Prime, that's another streaming service you're going to need. You know, or you're going to need to have Amazon Prime or some shit like that. Like, you have to, it's another thing to pay for. 1FC used to be on YouTube. Like, you watch this shit on YouTube, now it's coming to Amazon. So it's great for them. But I don't have Prime, so I guess I'm not watching one. Oh well, so much for that. You know, I like what happened to the TNT thing. That was cool when they had that. Prime Video, so that's great for them. I'm glad that, you know, they signed a deal and, you know, they have a streaming platform. Amazon's pretty big, so that's pretty cool. For them, at least. But as a fan, I mean, is that going to affect you? I tell you what, I'm not gonna be watching now. Prime does offer good shipping. Yeah, Jesse has Prime, so I mean, I guess we could watch through your account, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch on YouTube, so how the fuck am I gonna, like, what's gonna make me watch it on Prime? You know? Chandler KO's Tony. At least Prime offers good shipping. Jesse's chicken tenders are Prime. Good, I have Amazon Prime. Okay. Is that going to affect anyone in the chat, or is everyone good with it? Rostang versus DJ was fun. I did catch the replay of that. Yeah. It's good to see DJ still doing his thing. I wish he was still in the UFC. Man, what a win for the UFC getting Askren in that deal. That was crazy. If Jesse has Prime, yes, use it. Yeah, I probably won't. I don't even know her login. It's like this long login. We'll see. We'll see. I'll watch it more, says Sonos. Really? So, wait, that doesn't make any sense. So you watch it more than you did on YouTube? How does that work? YouTube's free. Like, completely free. And it's like you could literally get an alert and bang, it's on. Like, it doesn't get any easier than YouTube. It's interesting. Why would you watch it more on Prime? Just reminded me of Amber Heard in the court trial.
It's nice. Stop.
That same. She's exhausted. She's tired, man. It's a long night. All right, let's just wrap this up. Guys, I appreciate it. Prime on my TV with ease. But isn't YouTube easier? I don't get it. Like, YouTube is legit. Like, you get an alert when one is live. You know, Prime, you have to log in. You got to fucking fiddle around on your apps and shit. Like YouTube is just like, it's there. Interesting. All right, so I guess they did a good thing. I know I'm probably not going to watch. Unless it's like some crazy event. Like if they load it up with some crazy stuff and it's on at a normal time. That's another. My biggest problem is the time. I like that they show their things live, but I don't know. I do like one better than Bellator. I do gotta give them credit for that. I do like their events better. I have auto login. It's not. I find it easier to watch you got YouTube on Prime. Oh shit. So you're saying, let me just say, if we sign a big deal with Amazon Prime, we're not selling out then? Okay. So now we know if we leave YouTube to go to Prime, it's not necessary. It's not a terrible thing, right? And how could they not want to sign us? I mean, look at Amber Heard over here. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you missed Maurice Spears, run it back. Let us know in the comment section what you think about Maurice's appearance. I think he was wonderful, wonderful. And let's get out of here.
Thank you so much to our sponsors, Headrush, Sheath Underwear, MyBookie.ag, Undisputed Belt, and UFC and ESPN+. Make sure you guys like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We will also be live on Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Fuck Off Friday, so make sure you guys are there. And as always, don't be an a-hole, be an MMA hole.